Gamecat Meetup at PAX East 2025 was a whirlwind. We were coming off a long week of work, trying to get reviews for the Midnight Walk and Walltown Wonders out the door before leaving, and for me personally, I was trying to get ready to leave my house for the first time since, well, pretty much last year's meetup. And if you've been watching the channel, then you know that we just couldn't have made this happen without the generosity of so many Gamecats out there helping us out, and we took that generosity seriously. People wanted us to go to PAX, spread the gospel of PSVR 2, and film the whole thing. And that's exactly what we did. So here's what we've got. Hours and hours of footage from the show floor, interviewing developers, other influencers, hanging out in the hotel lobby, playing PSVR 2 games, and of course, doing an episode of Gamescast live, together, in person, in front of actual people who flew in from all over the world to be there with us. It wouldn't have been much of a Gamecat meetup without other Gamecats there, and it's all of you that made Gamecat Meetup 2025 so memorable. But we understand that it just wasn't possible for everyone who wanted to come to actually attend, which is why I wanted to put this video together. There were tons of you keeping an eye on Discord, seeing what pictures were being posted and watching what panels we were heading to. You were there with us in spirit. So whether you actually attended, wanted to attend, or you were just lurking in the shadows, not saying a goddamn word, we know you're out there, and we love you just as much.
I'm not trying to be mean or toxic, I just can't seem to stop it. 'Cause I'm looking for a way to say I don't like you. Try it on another day, I will fight you. Looking for a way to say I don't like you. Try it on again, try it on another day.
There wasn't a huge VR presence at PAX, meaning it was pretty easy to talk to every developer who was showing off a VR game, and they were mostly games in development for Steam or Quest, with hopes of bringing their game to PlayStation VR 2 eventually. But that just wasn't going to be enough for us. We also wanted to talk to flat screen developers and ask them what they thought about VR, and if they'd ever consider adding a VR mode to their game. Or the interview we're about to kick things off with, Anchar Studios, who released Detached on PSVR 1 all the way back in 2018, and hasn't done much with VR since. Enjoy.
All right, guys, we are here at PAX East 2025, representing VR and PSVR 2, of course, as promised, as we have wanted to. And we have a very special guest today, somebody that we have known since 2017, 8 years ago, Jacob from Anchar Studios. Jacob.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
actually
you.
In person to see you for the first
yeah,
time.
it's been a privilege after so long time.
So, did we surprise you at all when we?
Yeah,
when we
definitely. I mean, I wasn't aware because for us for Anchar VR phase, it's like not maybe that one, but we switched development to PC games. We as a publishing entity have way different games, so it was a surprised that I've just heard the name Detached. It's like, whoa.
Which is exactly why we are here. We wanted to come talk about Detached a little bit, show some love to one of our favorite space simulations, still to this day.
Thank you.
And one of the most hardcore, only for the most hardcore VR legs out there, right?
Yeah.
What was the experience like launching the game originally on PSVR? What was the reception like? And what did you guys feel about the launch of it over there?
Yeah, so after PC release, we decided to go with the flow and try to implement things, especially that it was a debut of the first PSVR. So we decided to explore more, see how the things goes. Our team back then also had some small knowledge in terms of converting games, porting games. So for us, it was also a very fruitful experience to have more information about the PSVR CERTA. And we have some cool stories, like for example, Sony get back to us that the sun is too bright in Detached. So we needed to lower it down. In terms of motion sickness, as you said, Detached is very intense thing, as you may know.
We know a lot about Sony's strict certification process.
Yeah.
How in the world did you get this game past Sony certification?
The smart eyes will see that, for example, we have intense rotation. The camera is trying to lower down the vignette. Is getting a bigger. So your field of view is so small that it's helping you fighting with the motion sickness. So thanks to those solutions, of course, automatic braking, etc. So there is no simulation movement in the PSVR version, but those are the examples on how we needed to lower that extreme experience in Detached for PSVR. Aside from that, it was Robo-Ruder. I don't know if you get familiar with that. It was like a skateboard, but with the oval one. Okay. And it was transferring the movement of your character to the PSVR, to the headsets. So for Detached, it was also additional thing to implement, because mostly Detached is the experience when you are sitting down. You do not have any kind of intense movement aside from headache.
Yeah.
So we tried also to implement that thing.
Which, for the record, my favorite way to play was standing up with the dual sides. we would challenge each other. Saying, okay, who can play this standing up? Try not to fall over the longest.
Last one wins.
The last one wins.
Yeah.
When it came to PSVR, did you add the multiplayer there or after that, or was that already there before it came?
I mean, it was already implemented, but I remember that we did some kind of post-launch update. It was the raced mode, so we have some, checkpoints, and two players might travel. Basically, that's maybe good information for you. Back in the development, Detached was supposed to be a co-op game. So the thing was that two players started in the different places. They need to struggle with some kind of environmental traps, logical puzzles, etc. But at the end, you are meeting with each other, and you have some kind of experience together. As you may know, we totally scrap it. It's a single-player game. Mostly, you have to fight with lack of oxygen, lack of fuel, etc.
Like survival.
Yeah.
Simulation.
So during the development, the initial plan for Detached was like totally changed, but that co-op factor was remained. Maybe not exactly co-op factor, but ability to play together was remained in that first multiplayer mode, which was mostly about fighting with each other. So you had the opportunity to fly,
racing,
launch
fighting,
rockets,
PvP,
some kind of capture the flag.
So some people may not be aware, but the game, it's still on PSVR 1, of course.
Yeah.
So if you have a PSVR 1, highly recommend.
Sorry.
No problem. If you have a PSVR 1, highly recommend checking it out. And the game is still available on Steam. And I noticed not too long ago that there was an update that hit Steam
Surprise.
recently. Yeah, I saw it out of nowhere. I saw it on my Steam updates because I think I still own it on there.
Awesome.
But what kind of updates did you do on the Steam version?
Yeah, so mostly this update, like I said, is focused on updating, adding the compatibility to the latest VR versions, because we end the development of Detached in 2018. So since that time, we had a lot of maybe not negative reviews, but some kind of feedback that people still demanded. We still discounting the game. We see that with every major sale, the user count somehow bumping up. So we decided that we had some kind of opportunities to add additional VR support, and we decided to do that. We fixed some kind of small problems with the steering, etc. But we just decided to put it out of nowhere and see
if anybody would see it.
Yeah, but I'm very grateful that we received some, positive feedback that people
Awesome.
like you out
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
like we remember about Detached, and it's so heartwarming for me. So I'm really glad that someone still remembers Detached, because especially for me, I started working with Ansher. Detached was my first project, basically. So for me, it always will have some kind of special place in my heart that my game development journey started with that game.
Yeah. Well, for us PSVR players, it always will be a special place in our heart as well. I hope you and the team are really proud of it as well. Now I have to ask this question. Now I have to ask about this. My producer's telling me I have to ask about a question here. What would it take to get Detached brought over to PlayStation VR 2 on next-gen hardware? If there's any hope at all, what would be the best chance of that we could help make that happen?
Yeah, so
No pressure.
trying to be as much diplomatic as possible.
Yes.
I would say that we as Ansher does not have VR resources at all, because we end the VR development, and that latest update was made by our friends. So this is the case. If you will share, give a lot of comments on YouTube that you demand that, we will think about it and we will talk with the company. It's old guys from Carbon Studios, so you may know them from
Yes.
I don't
Wizards,
remember.
right?
Yeah, Wizards. Yeah. So those are friends of ours. We are in a close, they are neighbors basically, because they are working nearby. So I would say this is the only solution that we may implement. So
Well, it's good to know that, where there's kind of a will, there's a way. So you heard that to the whole community out there, man. All of your support really, really helps. Make sure you go show all the developers all the love and support. Leave comments. It really helps them to go out and say, look, people, there's demand for our game. Maybe a passion project, but there's people out there that want to play this passion project. So make sure you support it, share it, everything you can, make some noise. Let's get Detached back on PSVR 2 if we can, with enough support, and reward them as well for it. I've got one more question for you.
I'm afraid.
I've been very
already.
curious about this. It shouldn't be too bad. At the launch of PS5, because Ansher Studios does more publishing now, right? It's Ansher Publishing now. At the launch of PS5, you guys, I think, published it was a game with like Rutger Hauer, right? Did you help?
Yeah,
publish-
Observer. Yeah.
Observer. In the trailer, there was some speculations, some rumors that there was a moment in the trailer that it looked like on the writing on the wall it said VR.
Whoa.
Is that
Whoa.
was that intentional or anything? Was there any original plans?
Just a quick explanation. Ansher is a work for hire studio, so we worked for Bluebird team. I personally just do the small work to Observer, but I would say that this is question for Bluebird team. I don't know if they have any kind of plans to bring Observer to VR. I wish it's possible, but as I said, Ansher is more like, you're hiring us to make the game. Right now we are doing Painkiller, maybe you heard about it. So also we are doing that game for
Another
Saber.
Polish studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm actually a fan of the Painkiller games, very Doom
Yeah.
inspired, and if you like those really fast-paced run and gun shooters, it's a pretty cool series.
Yeah, yeah.
You should definitely check it out. maybe you could talk to those guys about a potential VR version as well. well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but Jacob, it's really nice to finally meet you 8 years later.
Yeah.
This guy sent me my review key and Brian's review key 8 years ago for Detached. So when you do these little things for people, content creators, you know, just with 300 subscribers or something. You know,
I mean, for me, it's also a good validation that small content creators matters. Remember that, and
Yeah.
we always. I mean, we are a small publisher right now because right now I'm mostly focused on publishing indie games, and just off the record, I think that. It's very hard if you have a limited budget to gain enough momentum and boost, because right now the market is dominated by sponsored coverage.
Right.
We're also trying, since that 2017, I've always tried to do some kind of organic research, put those keys, because I feel and I believe that even if you reached 20, 30, 50, 80, no matters how many those small influencers, somewhere someone will see the game, and you are helping not only, of course, us because we are fighting for the coverage, but also for your channel because you have content and you feel that your channel matters, that your work is something that is efficient. So I'm always keeping my fingers crossed for organic small content creators, because there is a community which loves that kind of approach to the
Driven by
market.
passion.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
We're fighting the same battle. We're just on the
Yeah.
other side, but we're here with you all the way, man. Well, Jacob, it was so nice to meet you, man. Thank you so much for taking
Thank
the
you,
time
and
to speak with us.
see you in the next 9 years.
See you in 9 years.
So so two-person dev team, you two are it.
Yep.
Yep,
That's it.
What are your roles within the company?
We split like all the roles. In the beginning, we've been developing since like 2014, 2015 together. When we started, Cole was more of like the programmer guy, and I was more of like the 3D artist and animator. But we both did like both of the tasks, and we started to teach each other how that works and what to do, best practices, things like that. And so now, like 10 years later, we're like a good mix of like everything, and we, whatever we feel like doing, we'll take that task. Yeah.
Is this the same game you've been working on for the last 10 years?
No.
No. What other games have you done?
We've done a game called Mr. Mart, which is another VR game. We actually showed that at PAX like in 2017 and 18 and 19. That was an older VR game where you work as a customer service agent at a terrible grocery store. It's so bad, customers come up to you to return their items, and you have to take them and put them in a bin for points, but the customers don't leave you alone, and that stresses you out. And you have a stress meter, so if you stress out, you lose. So to prevent losing, you gotta punch customers away, you can poke them in the eye. It's all cartoon violence, really goofy.
This sounds fun.
Just
I
like
like
wacky, yeah.
As somebody who used to deal with the public all the time, I feel like this would be a good place to take my
Yeah.
aggression out of.
Absolutely. We had
It's
people,
very cathartic.
Yeah, we had people who worked in customer service, and they wanted like our autograph because they were so excited to play that game.
So how did that do for you? Did it do pretty well?
It was all right. I mean, we didn't have like a really strong marketing plan for that game. It was more like, how far can we take it? Just us two. How do we work with Steam? How do we work with VR tech? All that kind of stuff.
And it came out on Steam, and that was it.
It is up there now. It's like $2, $3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the possibility we could see this on PlayStation VR too?
Potential, like if we have a good player base that have a demand for that, we would love to get onto that platform.
Yeah.
That would be a dream of mine personally.
Yeah.
We did look into it a little bit. I mean, I grew up with the PlayStation, so
That's why it would be a
love
dream
it.
for you.
Yeah, oh yeah, of
Okay.
course, yeah.
Favorite PlayStation game of all time?
I grew up playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII. So
Give it
classic,
a-
original. I'm sorry to the remake.
No,
I'm one of
screw the
those.
remake.
I'm one of those people, but I do appreciate. I did play the remake, but I also loved Spyro. I liked a game called Threads of Fate.
Oh my God! No one talks about Threads of Fate.
Thank you. Yeah,
So good.
I love that game. I grew up with it. It's so much fun. My first RPG as a kid. So
That's a good one
yeah.
to start with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
What about
Sorry,
you? What's your
Paul.
history with video gaming? Since we kind of went back a little bit.
I'm sorry.
History of
History of video games?
Yeah. Like what?
I didn't have a PlayStation growing up, but I played the crap out of Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes, on what platform?
PlayStation 1, then PlayStation 2, then any other system that had it.
Nice.
And then, of course, Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Kirby Air Ride,
Yeah, Kirby Air Ride.
classics, Half-Life 2,
Paper Mario's great. Did you play 1,000 Year Door?
I didn't finish it. I got stuck at the last boss.
No, but so
Actually-
close. You saw most of it.
I didn't ever beat the first one either.
What?
I'm bad. I guess I'm bad at making a good build for that game.
I didn't play the first Paper Mario until about 10 years ago, and man, that game holds up so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, let's get back to Pin City.
Sure.
Why a bowling game? What did you think you could bring to the genre that hasn't already been done, even in VR?
Well, we were talking like a couple years ago when we first had this idea. We're like, are there any bowling games for VR? And we looked, and there were, but they were all they're like fine games, but it's just bowling. It's not very you're in a virtual reality. Let me do something crazy. Let me throw the ball overhand and let me try to dodge spikes and stuff. So we really wanted to make full use of an entire virtual reality system and full motion controls.
Yeah.
And really see how far we could push it and make it as fun as possible and accessible.
Yeah.
And it's arcade based, right? Because the floor's opening up and there's planes and there's this.
Yeah.
Right? And then it seems like there's what you're doing is just changing constantly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you nailed some good physics? You've been spinning on the ball and all that?
I think so. We've been showing this game this is our third year, and so we've been getting a lot of feedback about, this ball doesn't feel heavy enough, which is funny because you're holding a controller. So how do you replicate the feeling of a heavier ball? So we were, testing that a lot, and people are now just talking about wanting more levels and not complaining about the physics or the controls. So I think we finally got to a good place where we can just start making the content, polishing more art, things like that.
Yeah. Awesome. You don't hear that enough these days.
I know.
It's rush to the finish line and ignore everything along the way.
Yeah.
And then it comes out, and then they start going back and oh, we fixed the physics for you. Oh, we
Yeah.
added more content for you. But you're taking your time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we like to be indie and this is our part-time passion, because once we start adding, money and this needs to be profitable, monetized, it kind of takes away the design and the art from it, because we view games as art. So we don't want to get bogged down by money for
we
our
want to make
products.
something we're proud of.
Yeah.
Before we started recording, you both said that you're still working full-time jobs. It's just a passion project doing in your spare time.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Are you hoping with Pin City that you can leave your regular jobs and do this full-time?
It's not the main goal,
It's not
but
the plan.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to making a bunch of money off of our passion project, but that's not the goal.
Yeah.
Our day jobs are still pretty creative and still fulfill other sides of our brains.
Yeah,
So
that's good to hear.
Yeah. It's just more finding the physical energy and the mental energy to keep going after your day job,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, listen, obviously our goal here is to get you to bring the PlayStation VR 2. And so,
awesome.
tell the people watching, where should they follow you if they want to tell you and comment and say, we want this on PSVR 2, so that they can come out and show you what the interest is like? Where should they do that?
Yeah, you can go to our website, studio217games.com. All of our socials are on there, but yeah, you can just Google it, Studio 217 Games. We also have Pin City up on Steam. It has a demo page there, so if you want to review that. We're also up on SideQuest and also the MyQuest store. Yell at us on our socials. We have a Discord there too, so badger us, complain, yell at us.
Yeah, we respond
Everything.
on Discord.
Yeah.
Any feedback, positive or
It goes
negative,
to
we're
us.
open to it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Can we get a little meow and swipe from the cats out there?
Tunnels was developed by a company called Nomad Monkey in Turkey. This was actually their first VR game. It came out as a free-to-play almost 3 years ago. We teamed up with them, and yes, we've helped polish a little bit. I like to think that what a publisher does isn't just market, it's provide capital and provide some guidance. But if you love the game, it's Nomad Monkey. If you hated the game, it's still Nomad Monkey. Elevator pitch. So what is it that VR is really, really good at? And I think the answer is immersion. It lets you place a character in a physical space in a way you just can't do on a flat screen. That is what it's good for. And when you say, okay, great, well, how would you use that best in a game? I think claustrophobic games, because you want to show the constrained space, is the answer. And it's okay, if you're going to do a constrained space game, what is it? Well, that feels like claustrophobia. If it's okay, that feels like claustrophobia, well, then that feels like horror. Elevator pitch, ship next week on the 15th. We're shipping a premium single-player experience and then an improved 4-player co-op multiplayer experience.
Oh, really?
Yep, premium does come with credit for use in the free-to-play. We're really excited about it. It's coming out on Oculus for Oculus 2, Oculus 3, Oculus 3S. Down the road it will be on other systems, but our big focus is going to be getting it out, then adding more content, giving players a reason to keep playing it.
Okay. Listen, I mean, obviously our audience, PlayStation VR 2 centric, right? So they're going to be curious about the PlayStation VR 2 version. Is there anything you can say about that yet?
I love Sony. We haven't published a game called Home Sweet Home.
Which we loved.
Thank you. And that, yep, PlayStation VR. That was VR 1, not VR 2, obviously.
Right.
I'd love to do it on PSVR 2. Sony, if you're listening, let's sit down and talk about it again. Let's make it happen. It would be a great thing, and God knows that's some of the best VR equipment on the planet.
Yeah. Well, let's see Home Sweet Home on PSVR 2 as well.
That's not a bad idea. Love to do it.
We've been poking the Don't Knock Twice guys. We've been poking the Paranormal Activity guys. It's like you don't want to be the last one that brings your game over.
It's true.
Well, let's get back to the game at hand
Yes,
here.
sir.
Now, so shout out to Nomad Monkey. How many people are on that team?
God, it's varied throughout the cycle. I think the core team is sort of 3 or 4, but you know, it's like a family. You got your 3 brothers, and then you got the aunt that comes along to help, and then the one time you really needed help tuning your car, your uncle's friend stopped by. But so call it a core team of 4, but up to probably 10 or 12 people have in some way helped us.
Sure. Now, what I was doing in the game, we were crawling through the caves. We were following these green crystals. We had a flashlight, and then something started hunting us. Something started stalking us, and our only defense was the flashlight. Can you give us a little indication as to what else this has to offer?
So first off, let me just say that all the monsters in our game are friendly, domesticated, well-trained. They have rarely hurt anyone seriously.
Rarely.
And when they did, it was accidental.
Right.
So you're probably going to be just fine.
Okay.
Probably. So with the game, this is not a shooting game, right? This is a thinking game. It's an escape game. It's a varied game. So there's rafting scenes, there's zip line scenes, there are climbing scenes, there are swimming scenes. There's a kind of puzzle solving to it. But it's not shooting. It's not mega violent so much as avoiding and managing.
Sure. You just listed a lot of different gameplay mechanics.
Yeah.
How long is the campaign, you think?
The entire well, it depends. Honestly, that's one of those really hard questions because there are people who are just insanely fast and people who spend a long time figuring it out.
Yeah.
I think what we're saying is 4 hours. Modesty aside, I'm a very poor game player. I have some things I can do, but unfortunately my spatial reasoning is poor. It just is. It's just the way I was born. And so if I were playing it from scratch, never having seen it, I think legitimately it would take someone like me 6 or 7 hours, maybe 8. On the other hand, like we had a kid stop by the booth earlier. We played some VR, didn't know anything about the game. He just blasted through it. It's like he just instinctively knew what to do.
Yeah, kids don't count. They're too good at games.
So I would say average is going to be 4. If you're slow, it's going to be 7 or 8. If you're quick, I don't think anyone could do it in less than 2 or 3. So yeah, call it 4 to 5, somewhere in there. But
I think we're going to need a trophy if it comes to PlayStation, like to be able to complete it in under 2 hours.
That's probably true.
Right? Make the game or play it a couple times and then to get that trophy.
Get the speed runners, memorize the maps.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea.
But I'm like you, man. Even during the demo, I got turned around multiple times, and like I think if it would take the normal person 4 hours, this game will take me 8 hours easy.
You and I are probably on the same page.
Yeah.
I imagine you're a little better than I am, but yeah, exactly. But the fact is, it's fun. You know, the free-to-play co-op is obviously infinitely playable so long as you got friends to play with. And also, as I mentioned earlier, our big focus is going to be adding content. You know, we want to give players a reason to stay engaged.
In what way would you do that to, say, a single-player campaign? Would you be adding it as DLC separate from the main campaign? Would you be adding stuff to find along the way? How would that work?
It would be much more DLC. I mean, God knows, when we do DLC, we would also add other stuff and cosmetic skins and so on. But basically, it'd be new campaigns.
Yeah.
New campaigns.
And then how does the 4-player mode work?
It's a co-op game.
Yeah.
You're going around with your friends. You're,
Watching each other's back.
Yes.
Nice.
And screaming a lot.
Screaming a lot.
So if screaming with your friends is your idea of a great Friday, we got the game for you.
And now in 4-player mode, is it the same? Are you going through the same campaign together?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Bill, thanks so much for letting
Thank
us.
you for stopping by. It was great meeting you.
Really appreciate the preview. I didn't know at all anything about your game. The quest can be a foreign territory sometimes, so occasionally stopping in and doing some, doing some reconnaissance work is really good.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you came. Mastiff and Nomad Monkey have put our heart, soul into this thing. The support would be appreciated, and even more appreciated if you play it and have fun.
Awesome, man. Can we get a nice meow and swipe for all the game cats out there?
I don't normally do meow and swipes. Can I do a growl influence meow? Can I do a Muhammad Ali swipe? Bam! Don't mess with Nomad Monkey, we take you down hard. And while we're at it, mwah!
What's up, cats? We're here at PAX East 2025 Gamecat Meetup. So happy to be here, and but even happier that we just tracked down Bryan from the Killing Floor team over at Tripwire. And man, you guys know the question we're gonna ask. We're gonna get to it, I promise. But man, listen, how's PAX going so far?
It's going really good. We just wrapped up our panel where we were kind of going over the art and horror design of Killing Floor 3. We had a bunch of spoilers. I probably broke multiple NDAs during that meeting, so I was excited about it.
Okay. And what systems is Killing Floor currently in development for, Killing Floor 3?
So with Killing Floor 3, we actually just announced our new release date of July 24th.
Excellent.
So right now we're really focused on performance, bug fixing, balance, player feedback, and then just really pushing to a large, successful launch where you guys get to kill as many Zeds as possible.
Well, we're going to do our best. Now, we're going to rewind a little bit here. We're going to go back to, God, I don't even remember what year it was. Was it 2019 maybe that Killing Floor Incursion came to PlayStation VR 1? Yeah. 2018? 2018? 2018 was the best year for VR of all time. And Killing Floor Incursion was one of those reasons.
Yeah.
Right? So surprised when we got in there and I was like, oh, it's dark and scary and like, and you were doing
some narrative in Killing Floor.
Some narrative, but the thing that I think surprised me was that I was like, oh, this is just going to be another zombie game.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't really familiar with the series prior, but I get in there and the way you can cut up zombies and use the limbs to attack other ones.
Yep.
And it was just, it felt real, like you were trying to do everything.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of VR games try to do one thing really well. You guys are trying to do everything, and I think you like pretty much succeeded. So the question is what happened to VR?
I think right now it's really focusing on getting as large a player base as possible, and that's where like Killing Floor being very PC centric and then moving into consoles, that was the main focus for Killing Floor 3, but it definitely does feel like there are a lot of fans out there that want more VR adventures as well, so we're gonna have to talk to my boss about how we can make that happen.
Absolutely. Does anybody from Sony ever come by and go, hey, you know what? This would be great for VR. Does that ever happen to you?
I would say from players, partners, other developers, there's usually a lot of like, what are your thoughts on this? What could you add for this? So yeah, there's always definitely some rumbling of VR to some degree that it definitely does feel like there is a want from players and partners for it.
Okay. So, I mean, let's go with percentage-wise.
Okay.
What do you like? We're just two guys hanging out at PAX. You know,
two guys hanging out.
You know, this is kind of off the record, even though we're showing it to everybody.
It's only on the internet, right?
It's only on the internet. Nope.
No big
Almost nobody will see this. What do you think the likelihood is that we'll see some VR commitment from Tripwire in the future?
It would probably be minimal at this point, with all hands on deck for Killing Floor 3 coming out across all platforms.
Right.
But I say keep sending in videos like this, fan mail, emails, things like that, because like listening to our community and hearing where they want to experience our games and what they want to experience, it's a big part of the creative process.
Excellent. What's does Tripwire have anything else going on other than Killing Floor, or
we're all hands on deck
right
for
now?
Killing Floor. Yeah,
Excellent.
It's one of. I mean, Killing Floor is it's literally what built Tripwire up to where it is these days. It's one of our most beloved franchises, so it's really putting all of our effort and love and focus into making it the best Killing Floor possible.
Awesome. Well, so I'm going to put one final request out there.
Okay.
One final request.
All
I know
right.
you guys are busy doing this game, right? But here's something that
our audience is going to really care about. Killing Floor Incursion is so beloved.
Yes.
Love getting in there. Multiplayer, you know, it was such a
Yep.
unique experience. How do we get that to PlayStation VR 2? Do we do the same thing that we do for everyone else? The same thing that you just said about making sure you're out there commenting, right? Is that going to be the best way to make it happen?
I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, like fan mail, letters, maybe hire an airplane with some sort of banner to fly over.
How do you feel about fan fiction?
Sure, I guess whatever works. Express yourself. Yeah.
Right. So, but nothing's off the table, is what we're saying. I'm just trying to end this on like a
In
really
this
nice high
day and
note.
age, never. Nothing.
Awesome, Bryan. Listen,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was nice meeting you.
Can't wait to play your new game.
2 Bryans, 2 Ys.
Two Ys. Is it Friday already? Okay, so we're here at the Devolver Digital booth, and this is Noah, working on a game called Mycopunk.
Mycopunk.
I already forgot how it's pronounced. And we were walking by. We looked at this and said, "Man, this would be amazing in VR." This is sort of the theme of like everything we're doing while we're here.
Yeah.
Man, so tell us, like, do you think it's gonna be possible this comes to VR? What's your VR background? Give me all the VR info you've got.
So VR info. We've gotten some requests for VR before this, which came as a surprise. We haven't totally done VR because a lot of our inspirations are games where you move very fast, and that works in some of the VR games. But in our experience, like, you just probably get really motion sick, and we'd have to do a lot to it. However, the game is in Unity, which comes with a lot of native VR support, and people are already modding the demo and putting 32-player lobbies in it and stuff like that.
Amazing.
So I would not be surprised if Mycopunk VR came into existence at some point.
Wow.
We did use VR in the development of the game. When I was living in New York, I didn't have like space to do actual spray paint that I could then put into the game. But I realized, I got a VR helmet. I can just use the air. I can use my wall to do the graffiti. So all the graffiti in the game is just totally done by me in VR, jumping around in my apartment
Amazing.
like that. Yeah.
Amazing. So a game that doesn't currently support VR was partially made in VR.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Well, if you're asking specifically about graffiti, well, I do the 3D art and animation for things. So the characters are the main thing that I do in the game. I believe that the glider actually has some graffiti on their NGC logo, graffiti on their forearm, which is a nice little touch to the characters. Is there any question that you have regarding those things or like the textures of the game?
No, we're going to go totally rogue right now.
Okay, yeah.
We're totally rogue. What's your experience in VR? Do you like VR?
Oh, actually,
Totally rogue.
Okay. First time I ever tried VR, I tried the MetaQuest and I played Beat Saber for about 5 minutes and I got really sick.
No, in Beat Saber.
Yes.
Oh,
I think it was because like when I first tried it out, I think the frames were a little low, and that made me really disoriented, which is not normally the case because I like things that make me dizzy and everything. But I tried it again recently and it was completely different. But the first time I tried it was years ago, and I tried it a couple months ago, playing Beat Saber again.
Okay. Still on Quest?
Still on Quest. It was fine. It was good.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna take more VR adventures in the future?
I hope I do. Yeah.
I hope so too.
Especially with VR developing, I think that added element of you being really present in the game is something that I've never really experienced before because I've always just really played PC games, mouse and keyboard. Having that extra feeling of space around you is something that is really interesting to me and that I haven't explored a lot. So I would love to play more games in VR.
Excellent. Well, and hopefully Mycopunk will be one of those games.
VR would be trippy as hell in Mycopunk. That would be kind of cool.
I got to tell you, our community really hardcore about VR. Right? They love the crazier the locomotion, the faster you can move. We've been playing Sirento, Hellsweeper, and those are the games you can jump, do double jumps, back flips, side flips, slow motion, bullet time, upside down while you're shooting guns, and we thrive on that. So I promise you, if you guys get this into VR, there's going to be an audience for it that will love the fast locomotion. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, we have an upgrade for one of the characters that when you land, you do a forward somersault. So I wonder how people will like that.
That would be a big.
Would be a big flip.
What's up, you guys? Still here at PAX East, and I'm here with Johnson from Scalisco, and we're talking about a game called Corgi's Cozy Hut.
Yep.
And I just found out that Johnson likes VR.
I love VR.
Yeah.
Love.
What do you play?
I play VR chat a lot.
VR chat a lot. So you're Quest 3 or what?
Quest 2.
Quest 2?
On my laptop. I'm running it on my laptop using Airlink.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Steam Link now. Because that seems to work a little better.
What's your job here at Skolisco? What did you do for Corgi's last hike?
I do all the art, anything you see, that's me. Animation, 3D modeling, rigging, everything. Textures, yup.
It sounds like it's a small team, right?
It's a very small team. It's just me and Dan.
That's it, two of you?
There's two of us.
Okay. So, listen, looking at the gameplay footage here, running around third person, it looks like a nice cozy world, right?
Yeah.
This screams like Astrobot Rescue Mission to me. We are desperate for more games like this.
Yes, we love Astrobot.
Yes. Right? Max Mustard, Astrobot, Lucky's Tale, all games that work great in VR.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be perfect. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree.
So what's the possibility? Like if we had a campaign where we had thousands of people to tell you how much they'd love to play this game in VR, what's the likelihood you do it?
Very likely. Very likely.
Yeah?
If that much people tells us that they want it in VR, we can make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. We dabbled with the idea before. Even before making this game, we were like, Corgi VR. But then we noticed that, the market is kind of small, and we're too small to take more risks like that. And also, there's not enough research, like motion sickness and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know how to tackle that.
Let me ask you this. So you've got a relatively small game, right? I'm sure you don't have a lot of money when it comes to advertising and getting the word out about your game, right? And so it must be a really difficult market to compete in, on Steam and wherever else where you're flooded with these kind of games.
Yeah.
VR is a completely different market, right? You're not getting these games every day,
true,
right? So just by existing in VR, you're going to get a lot more attention on your game, right?
It's way more immersive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is just go around to different VR chat worlds to see how things are optimized, how I can feel like I belong in this new world that people created.
Yeah.
And it inspires me. In fact, many of the things that inspirations I get for an environment for the game is from VR.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, listen. So we're I think right here, right now, everybody who's watching, we're gonna start a little bit of a push. So everybody who doesn't have a Blue Sky account, go sign up, go follow Skolisco over there, and you know what you should do? Tell them how much you would love to get this game in VR. And now that we've done the VR pitch, can you give me the pitch of Corgi's Cozy Hike, just to let people know why they should be excited if it ever comes to VR?
Okay. If you like cozy games, if you like corgis, if you like rescuing dogs, this is your game. If you like Banjo-Kazooie Spiral, this is the game. You gotta play it. You can poop and pee.
You can poop and pee?
You can poop and pee. You can
God.
eat the poop.
Can you pet the dog?
Yes, you can pet the dog. You
Imagine
can pet
doing
all
that
the
in
dogs.
VR.
Yeah.
Imagine petting the dog in VR and picking up poop in VR.
Yeah, exactly.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's up, you guys? We're still here at the PAX East 2025 for the Gamecat Meetup, and we are trying to find all the great games that we can find, including the Midnight Exorcist. This is Kyle. This is Kat. You're making the game. Guys, can you give us kind of the elevator pitch? What is this game about?
Yeah. So the Midnight Exorcist is a puzzle game set in a haunted museum. So you are playing the role of the Midnight Exorcist who has been called in to investigate a death that happened at a museum. So you're called in as the expert and figure out what's going on. They think something supernatural might be up. It turns out it very much is.
Yeah. While playing the game, you'll hear some disembodied footsteps, things moving on their own. Like there's definitely something spooky this way comes.
Without spoiling anything, what kind of surprises are we in for? I know it's a really poorly phrased question.
No, it's all right. I would say, so I think one of the biggest surprises is each exhibit in the museum has a different set of puzzle mechanics built into it, themed around the objects inside of the exhibit. So we're showing one of the exhibits here at PAX today. And and then there's, I think, another big surprise people don't expect is that there is combat in a puzzle game. Okay. And that's been really kind of surprising for a lot of people. Yeah.
We've played a bunch of kind of horror puzzle games before, and they tend to be tame when it comes to the horror stuff.
Yeah.
Would you say the Midnight Exorcist falls in that same category, or are people gonna poop themselves?
I would say it is more spooky vibes than anything. Like, it's not. You're going to be able to sleep at night.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Now, big question. Yeah. What I didn't want to say before we started this interview. Okay. This is a surprise attack question.
Okay.
All right. Is that we love VR.
Okay.
And when I was walking by, looking around for cool games, I was like, the Midnight Exorcist looks really cool, and it would be even cooler in VR. Right? We're talking about we're talking about scary vibes. We're talking about puzzles. We're talking about like exploring this museum.
Yeah.
Have you considered the possibility of bringing it into VR for the full immersive factor?
I think it is the right type of game that it could be very good to play in VR. So especially if you're walking around with a flashlight or a lantern, there is a lot of physics-based puzzles that you're working with. So you're picking things up, you're rearranging things. I think it would work really well with VR. I have a kit, but I have not had time to try hooking it up yet, but I think it's something we can take a look at. So we're building it for Steam, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't also come to console.
Awesome. Okay. So PlayStation VR 2 is where we kind of like live and breathe.
Okay.
If I'm going to be showing some gameplay, some trailers and stuff so that people know what game we're talking about. Of course. Because this looks like the kind of game that you want on PSVR 2, right? Or on console at all, right? What's the best place to reach out to you folks? Discord or socials, or what is it? And what do you need to hear from them, right?
Yeah, so right now we really just want a lot of feedback on the first set of puzzle mechanics that are in there. We want feedback on vibes. We want to know what people are liking, what maybe they want more of or less of, and we're going to use that to really fuel the rest of the development of the project.
Yeah.
And is there a demo? Or
yeah.
There is? Here it
So there is a demo on itch right now. The demo will also be coming to Steam in a couple of days here as well. The demo that you can download is more unlocked than what we have on the showroom floor today. So the puzzles are a little bit longer, a little bit harder, and more of the museum is unlocked so you can walk around and check it out.
Awesome. Just ballpark estimate. I know puzzle games is really difficult to kind of decipher a length of how long the game is. Rough estimate ballpark. If you've never played it before, just jumping in. How many hours do you think you get out of this?
So the demo, I would say, on the one that you can download is I would say roughly half an hour. I think is our average play time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the full game when it comes out?
So we want to do 3 to 4 more exhibits and then really kind of pull those out a little bit more. So I'd say we're aiming for probably about 3 or 4 hours total.
Do you have a tentative release date? Release window?
So aiming for October. I think that's the time when everybody's in the mood to
get into the spooky season.
My favorite month of the year.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, Myles here at PAX East 2025, and I'm joined by the wonderful Matteo. What up,
What's going
dude?
on? What's up?
Tell us, where are we standing right now?
All right, we're standing in front of the VR free play booth, which has been my job for the last year.
A little project.
A little project to make this better. And there are now over 20 quests in there, Quest 3s. There's a bunch of Valve indexes in there, and there's a really nice array of different games. You can see them there, but there's new and old, solid, everything from my favorite Space Pirate Trainer to brand new things like Arcanage is in there. So solid, progress.
Good, it's good work, man. Because last year I remember being here and seeing there was a VR section. It was on a white board, I think. It had I don't know if it even said what the games were, but they were very old, classic games like Job Simulator and stuff like that. So what caused this fire in your bellies to go, I want to do something? And just tell us about what that process was like.
So came here, first PAX ever in 2020, and they had a really amazing VR setup. And you were able to see everybody playing. VR was new then. We didn't really know, everyone was excited. So I was here talking to people. They were doing Bridge Crew. They were doing 4-on-4 Vox Machina, and everyone was watching. So it was as much a spectator sport as it was, people experiencing VR. COVID hit, shut it down. They brought it back 2024. Big sign that says, play the latest and greatest VR. And it was all the old crap. HTC Vives, Rift CV1s, and the same games. And you had to sign up and wait. So big improvement because they only had a few stations. Now there's about 40 of them in there, if not more. And it's hard to see. I wish it was more open. But big improvement, good games, new games, moving up.
And so what do you think are going to be like the 3 things you want to see next year? What's going to be the pitch?
Well, ideally, I wanted spatial ops to be right up and center.
so people could see people running around playing mixed reality.
And let's just quickly talk about Space Swaps, because I actually played it recently. I got my dad a Quest 3 at Christmas, and I've been playing in the garden with him. Space Swaps, not even the main mode, it's just the beta. Is it arena mode?
Yes, the arena
You
mode.
can create your own arena in mixed reality.
It's like turning real life into like paintball or laser tag.
And then you can play domination mode where you have to control the points. You can add AI with you in each other. And you can play up to 8 players, right?
Yes.
Dude, it's so much fun.
Oh, I've been jumping over furniture, doing flips in my house and stuff playing that. It's great.
My mum was like in the garden laughing because like me and my dad are giggling, but we're like the gunfire, you feel like you're in it. And all they do is just see us running around in silence, just going,
You're
"Ah!"
hiding behind fake things and you're like, and people are looking at you like, what is going on?
But you're so right though, VR is a spectacle. Like, even though VR seems like a very isolating platform that you put in a headset on, you cut yourself off. For me, I think it's one of the most social. Like, I love having friends over and trying stuff out, and FOMO is a big part of marketing. And so, yeah, if you saw people running around, you're like, how do I get in on this action?
But you instantly see it, you're like, wait, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to try that. Even there's a bowling game here that I was like, yeah, I want to play. I mean, like, it sucks you right in. It's as, like you said, it's as much a spectator sport as the game to play. And yeah, maybe next year we'll get spatial apps up front.
So how do people find out about this? Is it they'll just see it, or is it, I guess it's on the app, is it as well, like VR?
It's on the app. I mean, some people do love the whole, it's in the tabletop area and the free play area. So a lot of people do gravitate to this area. I wish it was more well-known.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're kind of in the closet of the arena here, all the way in the back. But like I said, people do head back here for the free play stuff. We could use a little more marketing than one single sign. I actually passed it. I knew it was here, and I walked right around and had to do a full circle. So
it's you say yesterday we were talking about like VR is very high friction.
yes,
you know?
we're here to remove the friction.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. Love
Awesome.
to tell you, honestly, well done with this, man.
Yeah,
really, really
thank
good
you.
work, man. And yeah, next year you're gonna have MateoCon.
MateoCon. Okay.
But no matter how much work we got done at PAX East, there was still plenty of time for fun. There were a lot of great meals, AJ got his clam chowder, lots of Uber rides back and forth, and we even managed to get into the BitBrigade Concert, where they played through the complete soundtrack of both F-Zero and Super Mario World. Myles, and I know a lot of you are here to watch us do a live episode of Gamescast Live with all 4 members of the Parole board sitting at the table together for the first time in 14 months, and we have that right here. But I do have to apologize a little bit in advance. We filmed this on Saturday night after 3 days of walking the show floor, conducting interviews, and not even getting a chance to eat beforehand. We were tired, all of us, which means I wasn't thinking and didn't come up with a bunch of fun topics or interesting questions that would make it timeless. And instead, we just talked about the news of the week. So my apologies, because it does feel a bit outdated. But we still had fun together, and hopefully, it's still fun to watch. Enjoy. This is PSVR Gamescast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 West Friday, except for whatever the fuck day today is.
I don't know either.
Saturday. Yeah, 2 U's Saturday. My name is Bryan from this channel right here with Parole, and these gentlemen over here, live and in person, except for anybody who's watching not live. This is just in person, not live. This over here, Myles Dyer from youtube.com/Myles Dyer.
Hey Gamecast, hey everyone, good to be here.
Over here to my right, your left, I think. That's right. It's AJ from The Underground, PSVR, Underground. And on the far end of the couch, this is so cool. We're on the same couch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's my favorite person from our non-binary sister channel.
What? It's not me?
It's not you. It's Wes Dillon from Virtual Strangers. So how's PAX, everyone?
Sorry, we just uploaded everybody except Mr. Bryan.
No. But that's how these shows always go. Remember, it's AJ's show.
That's right.
Oh man. So man, we've been doing stuff. We've been here for, this is day 3 of PAX East, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking wiped. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy nonstop from beginning to end. Flying in on Thursday was just like a travel day, but then like we still tried to make the best of it. It was like running around nonstop, and then like today happened, and I'm like, is this day 7 of PAX? Like I just couldn't even fathom that we've been here for only 3 days. It was kind of nuts. So if you guys are cool, we'll go right down the line and kind of talk about PAX experiences so far, things that we've done, things that we've seen. Is that cool? Just
Yeah,
a little
sounds good.
PAX summary. Cool. Myles, take it away, man.
Oh, no pressure, no pressure.
No,
well,
I just didn't want it to be me.
Well, firstly, I want to acknowledge just like having everyone here is just so amazing. We obviously appreciate not everyone could make it out here, but as we always say, like this community is so incredibly special. Whether you just watch the show, whether you do super chats, if you hit the like button, or even turn up, or even for the GoFundMe that got us here. This community is honestly the best. It's changed my life in so many different ways, and so like being at PAX East it's not just going to a convention, it's a real celebration of a community that we all hold dear. So just want to say firstly, massive thank you to everyone for that. As for PAX East itself, it's been full on, man. Like it never stops being overwhelming going across the floor. There's just so much going on. There's always questions of like, where is the VR? But we have seen some glimmers. I'm just glad. What's the name of the bleach cloth that you have in America that we saw last year used to clean the PSVR 2?
The Clorox White.
Clorox White, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
None
It's
of
not
that.
actually bleach in it.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, it may as well be bleach. But yeah, I mean, look, we had none of that on the showroom floor of PSVR 2s being scrubbed, the lenses and stuff like that. So I guess that's an improvement.
Well, because there's no PSVR 2 headsets on.
Exactly.
That's why.
So again, that's an improvement.
Well, I mean, listen, is no Captain Toonhead better than some Captain Toonhead?
I mean, it was like looking through treacle, man. Looking on that headset, it was so gross.
Oh, in last year I learned what treacle was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
New term for like really blurry AF graphics. No, look, there seems to be a bit more prominence in VR overall with that VR section. Speaking with Matteo, who helped organise it, there's still a long way to go. There have been no panels on VR, which obviously Bryan and Wes worked on a pitch for that got denied. And so there is definitely a lot more that I want to see in the VR space. However, whether it's the Gamecats, whether it's us that's been going around speaking to developers, even developers that aren't working in VR, you and I today went and spoke to quite a few devs that weren't even considering VR, and it's palpable, the interest in it, the intrigue, and the sense that this is actually a great way of getting your game exposed to a very niche but very passionate market. And
Very
so,
well.
niche.
Thank you.
Is that an American thing, or do you say niche
No,
as well?
it's just a Brian Paul thing.
It's just a Brian Paul thing.
Yeah,
okay.
no one else says
niche.
Yeah.
Okay, niche.
Just me.
Nietzsche. But anyway, so overall it's been really good, and just want to say a massive thank you to everyone again, because yeah, I'm tired, but I'm just feeling the love. So yeah, been good.
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking on what Myles says. It was, obviously like the lead up to this was crazy, right? Like we had these massive goals for the GoFundMe, and I mean, listen, everybody came out in full force and really helped us get past that finish line, or close enough to it where it wasn't detrimental to our savings. But let's give a special shout out to a couple people, and that's John Gorman III and Rob Yescombe, who basically donated what I make in a month in one fell donation. So shout out to those two people specifically, but also we don't want to forget that it was a team effort. Right? Everybody really pitched in to get us here. But yeah, man, all the interviews we did today were pretty crazy, because I really expected that this is how it was going to go. It's like, oh, we're making a flat screen game. We want to talk about our flat screen game, and yeah, we really have no interest in VR whatsoever. And as it turned out, every single developer we talked to, whether they're making a third-person platformer or first-person horror game, it didn't matter. All of them go, oh, you think if we put it in VR, it would do good? Like, you think it would be really cool? And it was so simple to say, bro, you're competing against 20,000 other Steam releases this year. You bring this over to PSVR 2, and you're competing against, 50 other games for the rest of the year. Like the audience is there, or at the very least, they'll be paying attention to your game in a way that no one's. I didn't want to put the developers down, right? But kind of no one's paying attention to your game because you don't have the marketing push that you need, right? So it was just it was sort of an eye-opening moment for them and for me a little bit too, right? Just putting that suggestion in front of them and having them go, man, I think you guys sold us. Right? It was over and over and over the same conversation that we were having with everybody. So
and a lot of them say they play VR.
That's right.
They're like, yeah, I love VR, and then it's like, but this game that you're marketing, would that come to VR? And a lot of them are like, no, we'd like it. It's just it's not been something in the pipeline. And for us, and it's the same with everyone. Like when you're having these conversations, not to piggyback over what you were just saying, but we always talk about VR feels like this very isolating technology because you're putting a headset on, you're closing yourself off from the world. But for me, it's one of the most sociable, obviously I love playing VR, but when you have someone come over and they've never played it before and you put it on and seeing their excitement of this world and, experiencing it to believe it, it's amazing. And I think a lot of them think about that when they're playing their game and realizing what they can do with their own titles as well.
Yeah. We even had one guy who was like, oh, all the graffiti in this flat screen game, this first-person shooter flat screen game that you're watching on this massive screen, all the graffiti in that game, we actually created in VR, right? So it's a non-VR game, but they actually created some of it in VR, which is really cool. Anyway, that was a long-winded be like, oh, how do you feel about PAX? Well, how do you feel about PAX so far, AJ?
I don't know about these guys, but I really just came here for the clam chowder, and I got that done. That's the real reason I'm here. No, but seriously, before I say anything else, I just want to thank each and every one of you, all of you that are here right now, who came out, took the time to spend this time with us. It is amazing to finally get to meet so many of you that I interact with on a daily basis. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who donated to help us get here, who helped make this happen. You are really helping us achieve this goal that we have. And thank you guys for coming here as well. But no.
You're welcome, AJ.
Thank you, Brian. But no. So this PAX, this is obviously the second year that we have done this, and last year was just a life-changing experience. I was really blown away at how amazing it was getting to see our community together. Obviously we did this 2019 and didn't get to after that. We had planned to do it every year after that since, and we didn't. So it took a long time, took several years, but then we finally got to come around and do it again. And it's all because of you guys, right? All of your support over the years we wouldn't be here without you guys. So this starts with you guys, our community, everybody first and foremost. So thank you. This year was a little bit different. We had a little bit more of a goal because we had an idea as to what to expect. Last year was the first time I had ever been to a gaming convention, and I was like, oh my God, like my people, like going over that first look over the edge of PAX and seeing just like hundreds, maybe thousands, I don't even know how many, of gamers and representing gaming in a physical form was very eye-opening to me. Like, wow, like this is a much bigger thing. And when people are in person.
And then you found out that none of those people that you were looking over ever fucking played VR.
That's not true. That's actually not true. But no, it was incredibly special to be part of this, you know. But so this year I had a little bit different of a goal, and I really wanted to connect with a lot of developers, reach out to them, let them know, you know, right now the games industry is, as a whole, even above, like outside of VR, is struggling, is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of you know, things that are shifting right now, and it's causing a lot of turmoil in the industry. And so this year, you know, when that comes to VR developers, that is felt twice as hard. It's a much smaller audience as is, and so any turbulence that's experienced, they feel twice as hard. So today, or the last couple of days we've been here, I have made it a point to get up at the crack of dawn, go out, seek out all the VR developers out there on the floor, and just let them know that, you know, we're here to support them, and also to tell them, hey, bring your game to PSVR too.
Yeah, for real.
Because we want to play it and bring it to us, but you know, just show them that we're loved. So I've got some wonderful stories to share here pretty soon. We actually captured tons of footage of every interview that we did. We interviewed several developers and had some wonderful conversations. So we'll be throwing that together for you guys in a separate video to see. We'll discuss it some today.
What's this we shit? I'll be throwing this together in a separate video.
My editor here to the left will be taking the reins and doing it. But no, it's been a lovely experience, and I highly recommend the clam chowder. It's also very good, and the lobster roll. You have to experience this, but yeah. And once again, before I pass it over to Wes here for the introduction, big shout out to the Hilton Inn at Crosstown Center. They are the most gracious hosts here. So let's give a quick round of applause for them. They are amazing. They're amazing here. The security team is here, and shout out to.
Try again. Come on.
A quick shout out to Precisely Senior Security LLC, Blue and his team that keep us safe, protected each and every day here. We appreciate you, man. And if you need private security, which we might sometimes, you know.
Sorry, Bryan, we're doing sponsors now.
Hit them up. Precisely, I got a business card for them. We've got some news that we're going to cover today, and we've got some. You know, it's been a crazy May. We've got a lot of awesome news to talk about. Some new games just released: Midnight Walk, Ghost of Tabor, Smash Drums, a couple others that just got announced. And then we'll do a little bit of a PAX recap, tell you guys what we've been up to.
And we're going to break a bunch of embargoes, right? Because fuck everyone that's not here. I'll publish this after the embargo's lift. You guys are good, right?
We got special permission to share with you guys, everyone that came here in advance. We got some special permission to share some early review stuff, and it's not going to be published till after the embargo lifts online. So we figured it'd be a nice little treat for you guys to hear about, you know, some of the games that are coming out.
Spoiler alert: they all suck.
No, that is far from the truth. But with that being said, just want to thank you all once again for being here, man, and everybody watching online, tuning in. We love you, man, and so happy you're here. And with that, pass it over to my man Wes from Virtual Strangers.
Thank you.
I thought I was one.
You guys are awesome. We need to do every one of these live. Why do you guys always make me follow AJ, by the way? I'm not nearly as verbose as he is, but no, it's a bit of a different, PAX is a bit of a different thing for me than it is for these guys. These guys are all heavily steeped in video game culture, so they're kind of in hog heaven when they got into that thing. For me, it isn't really about PAX. I didn't come here for PAX, which is cool, and we'll talk about the convention in just a minute. I came here because I knew that these people were going to be here. I came here to see my friends that I talk to every day online, some of the people that I met here last year, others that didn't make it last year and were able to this year. So it's been really great getting to see all of you again and meet some of you for the first time. As far as like the convention goes, I think it's a pretty cool scene this year. I had a lot of cool set pieces and stuff. It has a real cool vibe this year. There is a bit more VR this year, not to say that there was a lot.
Definitely a better presence, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was more here this year, even if it wasn't PSVR 2 or Captain Toonhead. There were some quests on the floor, and no, it's just been cool in general, just getting to hang out, spend some time with people, walk around, and just vibe out for a while. So again, these guys already said it. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you to everyone who donated so that we could be here. And yeah.
It's interesting that you say that. Actually, the first VR thing I actually tried while I was here, it was not a game, but it was something called Oceansis, and we got to try. And when it comes to VR, I'm starting to learn that like there are developers in the VR space for several different reasons. This guy was a small little two-man team, and he was he's a marine biologist. And he was using all of the data. This is really boring. It's not a game, so I'm not going to go way into it. but it is interesting at the least. But he would take the data that he got from his marine biology, his daily job, and he used it to create a VR experience where you got to go and dive deep down and used photogrammetry, which is the same thing that Puzzling Places uses, and basically recreated using the data.
And made Neptune Flux.
And made Neptune Flux.
Yes.
That is how Neptune Flux was made. I know, mind blown.
Yep.
No, but it was really cool. You got to dive deep down and explore a sunken World War II ship. So that was pretty cool. So, but the rest of the stuff was the games, which is what I really care about the most, to be honest with you.
Excellent. We'll get to this in a second.
We got some super chats. Thank you for the super chat. We will get to these very, very soon.
I forgot we did this last year. It's very awkward,
Yeah.
but I love it because everything about this show has always been awkward. We're going to get to a lot more topics in just a second here, but we've kind of. I mean, I feel like it kind of happened on accident, but Kill Artists has started a tradition when it comes to these Gamecat meetups. You guys, last year, if you guys remember, Jeremy had showed up, and then Kill Artists revealed his like artwork for the.
I got super chat.
We're getting bribes.
Keep going.
Is it super chats or is it bribes?
Stay on target.
It was because it was a napkin that kind of threw me off. So anyway, so here, go.
Okay, I'll be the super chat
Yeah,
guy.
you're doing great.
You stay focused.
You're doing a wonderful job. And so you created a tradition. You created some amazing artwork representing really the present and the past of Without Parole, and just made amazing drawings of all of the hosts and co-hosts, former co-hosts. It was amazing, real amazing tribute to the channel, which like to me is something that it's just kind of something I do, and still if you guys remember, Jeremy King and I used to sit and film Why We Love PSVR, and we always said the same thing. It was like playing house, right? We'd record it. We'd upload it to the internet and pretend like people were gonna watch it, right? We got to pretend to be YouTubers. How cool is that? And then somebody creates an amazing piece of artwork, and it all kind of drives the point home that we're not fucking pretending, right? That there are people out there watching, that people care what we're doing, and I am not good at expressing this stuff, especially in the moment. But man, over the last year, I reflected on that so many times, and the fact that everyone showed up last year so many times, and it was just people care. And we're doing something I think really fucking cool here.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm blown away that so many people turned out again this year. I had no idea. I was thinking we were gonna walk in here and there were gonna be 5 people, and it was just gonna be us hanging out. And here we are again with another full room, and you all are awesome.
So give yourself a round of applause. And with that, the tradition continues. Kill Artists, you please come up here and And do you mind doing me a favor and like throwing your mic on him for a second?
Yeah, good. Yeah,
And
sure.
yeah, you're in charge of.
There we go. I'll just hold it. Just hold it. Yeah.
Okay. If you want to talk, just lean in real close.
Anyway, let's see. Okay.
This is why we didn't do dress rehearsals. It's boring. This is way more interesting.
I can only do this so far. My old knees are getting sore quick. Anyway, so the snowballed. Wes gave me a plan to bring something in case I didn't have time because I do work. But so I've got 5 pieces now, and then the collage. So start out Gamecats. When we play the game, we are in the game with the characters. That was my theme. So the first one is Aloy, Gamecat, and everybody here gets. That's what we wanted. We didn't get Aloy, but maybe next time.
Yeah, him to us.
And then AJ's going to really hate this one. Mega Man.
Has a Gamecat.
So we got Mega Man.
Blue Bomber for the win, baby.
So I took some. People gave suggestions, and I just picked what I thought would work. And then.
Oh wow.
Yes. God of War, Kratos. And he's the centerpiece, Gamecat Army. So I'm going to give everybody that here the collage piece and a choice of one of the characters. If I have enough, if not, fine.
It goes across the head.
So we got Spyro.
Even with the red band on the sides.
Right.
And thanks for the community for giving me suggestions. And then we got Red Ink.
Ridiculous. That's so good.
Which is,
oh no, AJ's gonna use all these for his thumbnails, isn't he?
And then we put them all together into a collage piece, and I think it worked out pretty good. I hope everybody likes it. Yeah, I just want to give back to the community, guys. You are awesome.
Oh, dude, thank you. These look amazing.
This is incredible.
This is
amazing work.
This is getting framed in my house.
Oh wow.
Right in the bathroom.
Wow.
This is absolutely crazy.
Sorry, the rest of the show is us for the next hour, just like slack jawed, just being like.
You outdid yourself this time, Kill. This is amazing, dude. Yeah, dude. Look at that.
You know who else resigns himself?
Oh. Thank you, Kill Art. Thank you, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, follow that.
Are you all mic'd up again? You're
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
All right. For whatever reason, this keeps stopping if it's not vertical. I don't know what that's about, so I'm just gonna keep it vertical. You guys want to do some super chats before we get to the news?
Okay. We do have a couple super chats to get to here. There's some that we can hold off for just a little bit. This is a $20 donation from who did this? The box one. From MGS Fritz. He says, "Hi Brian, love your channel, but seriously,
my channel.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?" Listen, all I gotta say, and I mean, for people who watch Gamescast religiously, you already know what's in the box, right?
Yep.
Because we've done this twice now.
Yeah.
So Salvador, who sent this package to me, and AJ prior, and did you? I think you.
Yeah, I got one too.
Well,
Yeah.
right? So had sent something to each of the three of us. I don't want to tell you what it is because we'll do another reveal here, in case you don't know what it is.
Awesome.
For somehow.
Awesome is what it is.
He meant to send it to Myles in the UK, but then realized it wasn't going to get there in time for the Gamecat Meetup and blah blah blah, and so he sent it to the hotel in my name, so I could pick it up and then hand it 5 feet over
You
to
wanted to
Myles.
skimp out on postage and packaging. I get it. Like that's really what happened here.
But it all worked out
No,
perfectly,
that's good. Yeah.
right? Because if he'd sent it to me,
Yeah.
like I think he originally planned on, and then he wanted me to send it to the UK. I was like, I still have posters in my bedroom that I'm supposed to send to AJ that it will never make it to Georgia. So for anyone who doesn't know what this is, do you want to open it up and
Sure.
do
Can
the
I just
reveal?
say, is that always on the Don't Worry, There's No Card? Because if not, I can. That wasn't on yours, was it?
I don't think.
No.
Okay.
They all had a different message.
Okay.
He tailor-made the message to each
Okay,
person.
so it says Happy Birthday, Myles, and then on it says Don't Worry, There's No Card, which is a bit of a niche reference.
What reference?
A Nietzsche reference.
Yeah.
Nice. So I just mentioned, this was probably a year or two ago on one of my personal live shows, I talk about how I don't like birthday cards or sending cards because people just write to and then from, and like there's no like if you're going to put a nice message, so I say that I don't send cards and I don't ask for cards, and it says don't worry, there's no cards. So I just thought it was an interesting attention to detail. But
mine said 69 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget.
Jeez. So seeing this on the live stream, actually seeing this in person, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Which is something I've said a lot playing Madison. That is amazing. That is incredible.
And it's got your name.
It's got a name on it, yeah. So I'm cursed.
So now you owe Sal a full live stream of the game, right? Right? I think so.
No, definitely. Says you're 19 inches of Venom because I have the Venom statue, which was. I actually know the guy from PlayStation that did that tweet, and supposedly when that took off and did like 70 million views, anytime he was seen down the corridor, he looked very proud of himself, which is like to the resentment of everyone else of like, all right, yeah, you did it. Man, amazing. And then lots of other goodies. Oh, wow, Madison shirt. Wow.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Well, happy birthday, Myles.
Yeah,
happy birthday,
man.
everybody.
And then and we've got some Gamecat badges. So it says 2025 Gamecat Meetup, 3 out of 3 paws.
3 out of 3 paws.
So,
3 out of 3 paws.
Wow. This is for yeah. This is going to be for everyone. So
maybe next year will be 4 paws. Yeah.
It does say open on this, but and I've got all the Polaroids as well.
Oh,
amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, and if you press the button on the camera, it does like makes noise and.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Take real pictures with that thing.
You can take real pictures, real photos.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Thank you, Saul. Thank you for your support as always, man. And oh my God. Yeah, this thing does take real pictures too. Oh, that noise.
Oh my God, the song.
Oh, that song.
Wow. You're triggering my PTSD.
Yeah, Madison VR, man. What a great game.
Yeah, this is great.
But I'm very, very aware of blue knees. Okay, that was beautiful. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, massive thanks to Salvador. Incredible. This community fucking rocks.
Okay, so the next super chat is it's from Niculo, and he says, "Why is Boston weather the way that it is?" I asked. I want to know why too. No, Thursday. So last year was pretty rough. Last year it was 14 degrees, and with the wind chill it was -4, and even just going down to like the gas station was like climbing Mount Everest. It was rough. This year's actually been better, and your weather still sucks ass.
Yeah, it's not been good.
Listen. You guys show up. It's overcast. It's cloudy. It's rainy. Why the fuck do you think I live here? This is exactly why I live here, right? This weather is like straight out of The Crow, right? It's straight out of a My Chemical Romance album. Yeah. This is why I live here. All right? The weather is perfect. That's the answer. Next.
Okay.
Right?
Weather is perfect.
See? We got one person who agrees with me. I'll take it. Amazing.
Okay. We will get to this. Let me get to one, and then we'll get to this one. Twitcher, the IRL multiplayer game cat, says,
Whoa.
AJ, I might fancy some calamari later. Well, if you play your cards right, Twitcher, you might just get some calamari.
I mean, do we acknowledge that it's no longer Twitcher, the single player game cat? That we pulled them out. We pulled them out of the multiplayer closet.
That's true.
Yeah. People changed on this trip, you guys. People changed big time. I don't know what's going on. What are you waving? You want to wave? What are you doing? Come on.
I got something for Twitcher.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Bring it here.
So we all know, those of us who played Madison, that is actually Twitcher's house. And we need to bring him into the modern age, and he's struggling with his internet. So, Twitcher, I got something for you. Oh no!
All right, we've got something for Twitcher.
This is good. This is good.
Make sure. Not sure Brondo is here. Yeah.
Yeah, get in front of the
I have
camera.
no idea what's going on right now. Do you?
You guys want to crouch down so you have faces around you?
I now pronounce you.
Sorry.
Twitter and Brondo.
Is this our first Gamecat proposal?
I didn't think
Edit that out.
I think they were both supposed to get down on one knee.
There you go. I'm not going to say what it is.
Demonetized.
Oh my God, this show's so woke.
Is that a floppy disk?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Oh.
What's the
What is that?
floppy disk?
AOL disc.
1997. What's going on?
Nice.
Wow.
Somebody does have a time.
Oh wow.
Right? These used to show up in our mailbox like
I'm
once a
having
week.
flashbacks.
Remember when AOL used
All
to
right.
just like send this shit out like every single week? It was just like you just like get a 3.5-inch disc like every week with like AOL on it. Like, I don't know what the business model there was.
Thank you guys for the super chats, man. Appreciate it. But we have one more to get to, and this is going to bring us to our first main topic of the evening.
First, we're like 45 minutes in.
Says, we're so happy to be here. And also redacted. How about that midnight walk, though?
Yeah. Okay, let's before we talk about the Midnight Walk.
Mhm.
I want to know if anybody out there had a chance. Did anybody get to play it at midnight when it launched? Before.
That's our job.
No, I know it is, but I know that there were people who were trying to play it before, before it came out. Oh wait, hold on a second. I know it's really quiet out there, but I see Tatum smiling. Right, Tatum, what do you think? First impressions?
Pretty good.
That's not what you DM'd me.
It looked okay. Yeah. It was a little grainy, but it could use a res patch. But other than that,
Looks okay, a little grainy. Could use a res patch. I'm just translating so they can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
no,
all right.
that they can't hear you because you're not. Oh, they can't hear you.
They can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I think Midnight Walk was a game that a lot of us were anticipating. A lot of us were like super psyched about.
Yeah.
I kind of went through this in my review, but fuck it, let's do it again. The fact that it's made by ex-Zoink Games people, now under the Moonhood label.
Yeah.
That right there was a reason to be excited for it. And then on top of that is it's a hybrid game, and we are always thrilled about hybrid games because they tend to be a little bit more in depth, a little bit more deep mechanically than a straight up VR game. And it looked like the Nightmare Before Christmas. It looked like all of these movies and all these projects that we'd seen over the years, and like now we get to be inside of The Corpse Bride, inside of Nightmare Before Christmas, inside of Mirror Mask, inside of all these things that just resonated with me over the years. And so there's a lot of reasons to be excited for it. And I do have to say that there's going to be like this one overarching issue that is going to affect what a lot of people think of the game. But I think Zoink Moonhood delivered on the promise. Amazing, beautiful, touching story where you'd least expect it, in a world that you'd least expect it, with awesome characters, and man, the soundtrack and the narrator. I mean, they just hit every single box that they needed to for me to enjoy this game. The resolution's not so good.
Yeah. So that the good thing is about that. So I'll mention this, and then we don't even have to really talk about the resolution. Yes, the resolution's a little low. They did say I did see an update from them that sounded like they've been listening to the feedback, and
they discovered a bug that made the game blurry.
Yeah, it's a bug that made it blurry
for some players.
No, but
it's a switchback bug.
But so they did say that I saw them publicly address one of the tweets that was complaining about that, and they said they're aware of it, and they are they're already working on it. So hopefully you watched our reviews. If you have a PC, you're fine, you're good to go. If you don't have a PC, then hold off a little bit and wait for that patch, because it sounds like it's going to get patched. So with the resolution issue, the lower resolution, which I still think it looks like okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not terrible, but we know it's capable of more, right? So with the resolution out of the way, though.
Wait, hold on. Wait. But that's not out of the way. It's not out of the way. Wes said it's fine. I need to hear Wes's thoughts on the resolution.
And that's what I was about to get to. I was going to say, you and I have reviewed this. We've got reviews on there. But Wes and Myles have played this today, so I wanted to kick it over to you. Go ahead and start. What did you think of your first impressions, guys, of Midnight Walk?
So first of all, I just want to point out just how ironic it is that you guys get a high-powered console. The PSVR people who were talking about how graphics are and everything for all these years, you get a good strong console for 2 years, and now you're all graphics whores. I just want to point that out. A little ironic. No, it was. First of all, I was afraid that when we had this conversation, that the resolution was going to dominate it, because oftentimes when you have such a great game that has a flaw, the flaw is always the story, and I don't want that to be the story here, because this is an amazing world. I absolutely was blown away from the moment that I stepped foot through it. I played like an hour or something. I played through the first chapter of it just before we started to tape this, so it's really fresh for me. But it's an amazing world. Like, the sound is awesome. The concept for the game is awesome. I always kind of felt like it was going to be this like third person thing where you're kind of the watcher, kind of like Moss, but it's not even really like that. It's kind of like it's almost like a co-op game, but you're playing with an NPC, which is really awesome. Is the resolution great? I mean, no. It's not terrible though. Like,
I think the text looks worse in the beginning. Like the game itself doesn't look as bad as like some of like that text menu. So I think it throws people off. They think it looks worse than it does, but
I noticed a visible shift in it. Like it was pretty soft, the visuals to start. But after you find your companion and light him up, it was like a switch flipped, and all of a sudden it was like somebody switched anti-aliasing off, and there was aliasing, but it was a lot more sharp.
Yep.
And then after that, it was kind of in between. It wasn't as bad as it was before, but it was still kind of soft. I think the problems with it visually aren't limited to resolution. I think that it's a mixture of a few things that kind of break the immersion, which is kind of why it's such a big deal. But I don't want to say that it is a big deal, but why it is as big a deal as it is because this is such a beautiful world. Like I just said a moment ago, you want to be fully immersed in it, but when the graphics occasionally get a little soft, when there's Mira, which there is Mira everywhere, and when the blacks are not black, but they're gray black, all of that kind of adds together to kind of pull you out of the world a little bit. And it's such an awesome thing. You don't want to get pulled out of it. So it's a valid point. I don't think it's game breaking. I'm not going to sit here and tell people to wait. If this is something that you're really looking forward to, it's great right now. It's probably going to be a lot better in a few weeks, but it's awesome right now. Like, I'm glad that I can go home and play it on my PC and I don't have to wait. If you want it to be perfect, then sure, wait. But if you're really looking forward to it and you really just can't wait, then buy it, play it. It's awesome.
Oh, 100% agree. Myles.
Yeah.
What was your first impressions of Midnight Walk like?
So similar to Wes, I played the opening chapter, and right out of the gate, it was just absolutely stunning in terms of the art design, the stop motion. I have a big love for stop animation growing up as a kid, and so to be in that world, this was the thing we were always saying. You look at the models on it, and you can see that the fingerprint marks on it as they've been doing the clay and stuff, and to like be in that VR world, it is absolutely incredible. Funnily enough, and like this is as soon as you start the game, it's very blurry as you're becoming accustomed. So this is intentional, but I also find like it's not just intentional from a narrative perspective. It's intentional, and this is me being very cynical here because I'm a very cynical person. It's clearly so that when it finally does get a bit clearer, you're not noticing the resolution as issues as much as you would if that's how it was to begin with. Look, this is always the dichotomy with games: is the better. The greater achievements they make when it comes to art design and style, the more you notice the flaws. It's the same with any game. If they do something really, really well, it means something that you wouldn't normally notice. It stands out a little bit more. So, yeah, resolution, I don't think it's game-breaking. I don't think it should stop people from wanting to play it. But this game is absolutely stunning, and I want to feel like I'm there even more than I do currently. There are some mechanics that are introduced very early into the game, and obviously I'm only in the first chapter, which I think are awesome. But there are also moments, I think, when picking up certain items where it's that moment of like a flat game that's also VR, where I feel that I just wish, like picking up a key, that you could just put it in the lock and turn it instead of like, oh, you just hold it there and then it will automatically turn. But that is really nitpicking. That's not me saying, and therefore it's a bad game. Like, this is absolutely stunning, and this is one of those games that is special because it's been created by people that have really. I mean, the reason we were all excited by it was because we were like, this is new, this is fresh, this is something really novel, and this is exactly the kind of thing that people should be voting for with their wallets if they believe in it. Because I would love to see more games like this created because it's special.
Yeah, it's funny because Wes was saying I don't know, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what genre this was even going to fall into, and I've completed the game, about 4+ hours, and I'm still not totally sure what it falls into. I think the easiest description is like a walking sim with some puzzles thrown in, but man, it's just like I think the story is something that's going to stick with me for a long time, and like the further you get, the more you start bonding with Potboy. And,
I love Potboy, man. He's so cool.
Yeah,
a lot of the characters.
You're such a dog person. It's like that's what Potboy is. Like those dogs running around.
He acts very much like a puppy. That is true.
Who's more touching, this or Ghost Giant?
More touching.
I think Ghost Giant is more like that. Yeah, more like hits you in the feels. But this game still almost made me tear up in the very beginning, just because the art style, it was something that that really hit home for me. I loved Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, and then a bunch of claymation games in the past, like Skull Monkeys. One of my favorite things about this game is how much Skull Monkeys is getting mentioned. Like, it's wonderful.
It's just you.
And I think this is going to be one of those games that people are going to remember for a long time, long time. This is one of those like unforgettable things. It may not be the most talked about game, but it'll be something that there's going to be a group of people 20 years from now that go, oh, you remember Midnight Walk? Like, that was amazing. Like, I love Midnight Walk. And I really think this is like a once in a generation game. I really think so.
It feels like being in like a dark fairy tale. I love the way they tell the story in it. The voice work is amazing.
Really good.
And the way that you interact with like the characters that are just kind of part of the world that kind of help tell the story. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's awesome.
Well, I'm happy to tell you that it's pretty awesome from start to finish. So it's really, really good.
Just to kind of like focus a second on Alice Ryan's question. I do think Ghost Giant was a little more emotional. I think they do a really good job of Ghost Giant is so cute. It's like playing a puzzle game in the fucking what's the name? The Animal Crossing universe. Okay. Right, all the characters look like, and they're so cute and adorable that it's like easy to sort of fall in love with them. Right? And so like when you find out that they have real life human problems, like the real world, and suffer from depression, and there's somebody that like is sick, and it's like it like sort of punches you in the face, right?
Yeah.
And this does that in a kind of different way, because this is like it makes you fall in love with like Jack Skellington type thing, right? It's like this sort of like these grotesque creatures, but all of them have like their own stories, and all of them have their own lives, and so whereas like most games would just be like, oh, this is the monster. The Midnight Walk goes, this is the monster that you're gonna fall in love with, or that like you're gonna relate to or become friends with. And
it's got a dark charm to it.
Yeah, and I think just inherently because that's the way they go about it, it means it's not gonna like quite punch you in the nuts when it comes to like time trying to make you cry.
In the feels. Just say in the feels.
Punch you in the feels.
I wouldn't play anything that felt like that.
Show me on the doll where the feels are.
I don't want to play any game that punches me there.
But Ghost Giant kind of does it unexpectedly, right? It sort of comes in and like you don't expect it. And this I think this slowly eases you into the emotional part a little bit more. And so like it didn't hit me like Ghost Giant did. And I also don't think I think even though I'm like in love with the soundtrack and the people that make the music here, Ghost Giant had these tracks that are just so memorable for some reason. And I listen to that soundtrack still to this day. I've got the vinyl.
I wonder if it's the same art. Is it the same?
100%. I looked it up. It's
that makes sense.
There's one main artist and then a second musician.
This is the Ghost Giant soundtrack in minor.
I mean, kind of, right? And so it's and so it doesn't. again, I think they nailed something with Ghost Giant that they definitely nailed here, but like just not to the same degree, right? But if you liked Ghost Giant, I think you'll like everything about it.
It's different. They also, where that was, more like hit you in the feel storytelling. This actually has. I was very impressed with the variety of gameplay here. That's the one thing we were all wondering about was like, how is this game going to play? Like, we see what it looks like. It looks great, but how is it going to play? And there's obviously it's like the core of it is kind of like a walking exploration sim, but then there's stealth. There's horror. There's like interacting with different things. There's puzzles, and then it's all narrative driven. So yeah, really, really awesome.
Is it first person or?
It is first person. You play as the burnt one, and then you kind of control Potboy as a separate character. Whatever Wes said earlier was pretty spot on. It's kind of like co-op with an NPC.
That sounds like third person.
Yeah, and so you're first person with hands and everything, and you have things to interact with. But then you're also kind of pointing to. It's got that point and click adventure kind of thing to it, where you tell Potboy to interact with this to trigger this event or whatever.
It's like Last Labyrinth.
It's like Last Labyrinth, but good.
It's like
Potboy doesn't ask for permission before he does the thing that you already told him to do. So.
It's like the dog in Arizona Sunshine to the nth degree, right? Go around the fence and open the gate, please.
Yeah, right. So.
But yeah, I think it's wonderful. This is a game that I will play through multiple times. I could play this forever, honestly, over and over and over. So yeah, I'll get the platinum probably. If you play it now, you'll probably enjoy it. And if you hold off, then you'll obviously probably get the best version. As you do with every game.
I kind of like what Wes said. It's like I think it's too good to hold off on, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly think, like you said, you're going to want to play it again eventually.
Yeah.
And so it's like, play it now the way it is, and then play it in a couple months to kind of refresh your memory.
Yep.
Probably play a better version of it then.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
The other thing to remember is if you hold off on it, sometimes developers won't update that game.
Yeah, true.
That does
True.
happen a lot.
But I think with the flat version, I think they'll be okay here. So what Dan brought up was if we sometimes boycott games or wait or whatever, if they don't have enough support, then the game doesn't get any updates, anything. I think that's why it's a smart move by Fast Travel Games and by the Moonhood Studios to have a non-VR version as well, because let's face it, like if there was one thing they could get away with is kind of like waiting for the PSVR 2 version, although we don't like that. I think the flat version, I think this game's going to be okay. So in most cases, it's like sometimes like Wanderer. It's like Wanderer needs all the support it can get. This game, it's like it'll be fine. This game's going to be totally okay because there's a bunch of people that can play it flat screen. So
I heard that Wanderer sold big.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 in the sales charts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Almost as much as Arcane Age.
Right. And we know what number 1 in the sales charts means. It means it could have sold upwards of hundreds of copies.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, AJ, what's our first news story? What do we got going on?
All right, so we this month, guys, I really think this month has been one of the craziest months in PSVR 2 history. We're always due. Usually it's October that I expect like a bunch of like 20 games to be announced.
Yeah.
This year, right now at least, it's May. It's going to be May. We have. I meant to do a head count of like how many games were announced this month, but it was of course May 1st. It was Da Vinci, the House of Da Vinci. I should say.
That was May.
That was May 1st.
Oh, fuck me.
Which, by the way, highly recommend House of Da Vinci. It's awesome. I really recommend it.
Yeah. And those guys are super receptive to everything. Like they were like, oh, you guys don't like reprojection? Hold on, let's check on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like a lot of developers, they kind of they learn about these things in the process. So, House of Da Vinci was great. Highly recommend. 2 thumbs up. Walltown Wonders came out, which I was not as thrilled about. I've never been I don't want to bash them too much, but I was bored within literally 10 seconds, which is like.
You were bored in 10 seconds, and I proceeded to play for another 8 hours. Yeah, that's how that went.
That is a very professional of you. But then we've got some other games coming out. Ghost of Tabor, man. I guess Ghost of Tabor came out, and that's been a really highly anticipated PvP, PvE, PvPvE shooter. What do you guys? What's the temperature check on Ghost of Tabor? How are we feeling about that so far?
Surprisingly good port. Like this game lingered in early access on PC and MetaQuest forever, and it was a jank fest the entire time. So
that's all I heard about it was janky it was.
Yeah, and I expected the same. I thought there would be a year of PlayStation where it was just janky. And while I haven't played a ton of it, admittedly, what I did play was solid. I mean, everything pretty much worked exactly how I would want it to work, except for the one thing where if there's something laying on a table and you try to lean forward to grab it, it pushes you back. I hate that.
Yeah.
But besides that, it was solid, man. It looks good, crystal clear, and interactions are solid. So yeah.
Did you get to play Tabor?
Not yet. I'm so hyped. I mean, this was a game that I started playing on Quest when I had my headset, and then I stopped straight away because I was like, I'm waiting for PSVR 2. So this has been a long time coming. And from the impressions that I've read online, it seems that it's a solid port for all the reasons that Wes said. So yeah, I'm super hyped.
Yeah, something that Wes said was 100% accurate is that it was just fucking crazy janky for the longest time, early access, and so yeah, I expected it was going to be pretty rough when it got here too, and it wasn't. It was pretty solid on day one, and then they already got a patch out addressing a bunch of issues. As now as Ryan mentioned, they already got adaptive triggers working, which is crazy. 24 hours after launch, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But
it's there now.
But I will say that there's the fact that the player base on Quest and on PC VR were so large. It was such a large group of people that just absolutely went to bat for this game day in, day out. Loved it. Said it's the best game they ever played. Couldn't stop playing it. Hundreds of hours in it, and it was kind of rough. Right. That says something about the game itself. Right. When you're willing to put up with the jank, like I do with Phasma. Right. It means that the game there's a really good game underneath that, and the fact that we have a fairly polished version of it right out of the gate means there's not going to be a whole lot to complain about.
Well, you see, people kept asking, "Where's it at? Where's that?" Now you see where it's at. They were polishing it up, getting it ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I guess it was supposed to originally release in November.
A long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, but it's nice to see because sometimes those games get delayed and they still don't, really live up to it. This game, any issues I have with this game have just been very minor. But overall, Phasmophobia is the perfect game to compare this to, where it's like it can have minor issues here and there, but it's just so fun. It's so fun, and there's a lot of content, and you can sink like literally hundreds of hours into it. So I think for that, in that regard, I think that's really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to playing more. I've spent maybe 4 or 5 hours with it, and I feel like I've only scratched the surface. And I really can't wait to spend more time with it because, dude, we had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
And we didn't even play the real experience of it
wait till you get in there with the live players before you decide you like it too much. Okay?
Well, the thing is, there is not offline because it is online required. But there is PvE, which I've always been more of a PvE co-op kind of player. So the fact that it has that option, and there's like several missions, objectives, quests, things like that, it's nice because usually when it comes to multiplayer games like this, multiplayer focused games, all we get is like just, you can play team deathmatch, but it's versus bots. It's like, no, this actually gives you missions, things to do with friends, a lot of content and a lot of upgrades, and yeah, man, I've been really liking it so far, really enjoying it.
And it came out before Contractors.
Which gives it a huge advantage.
Right.
Because I hear Contractors is pretty good.
Yeah, people were saying if Contractors beats it out, then Ghost of Tabor is pretty much screwed.
Well,
so, good to hear. We get to play this for 6-7 months. it'll be good.
Have we gotten confirmation that Contractors is coming?
Not official.
Loose.
Let's go with not official.
Very, very loose.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's been on every single PSVR list of games that's coming to PSVR 2 since the beginning of time.
Right.
And I went back in my emails and I went back in my DMs and I couldn't find any confirmation. But like at some point, like I know that they said that it's happening, but I don't know if I can't find the receipts on that one.
So this is something important to note as well. When there is enough demand, when there is enough people that bringing back to us being here at PAX East 2025, one of the most important things I learned when speaking with developers has been that demand. When we've seen kind of an uptick of a lot of the community reaching out saying, hey, PSVR, where's the PSVR 2 version? Where's the thing? If you don't think that has any effect, well, it does. That is actually, after speaking with tons of developers, that is super helpful to kind of making these things happen. So don't ever feel like you're not making a difference or anything when you ask about things, ask for versions. Contractors. If you want contractors, you know how you're going to get contractors to come to PSVR 2? Is to go and tell them, hey, I want this on PSVR 2. So just something to note there, something that really means a lot to a lot of developers.
So wait, did we stop on Ghost of Tabor that long because we were just listing the games that came out this month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Ghost of Tabor out of the way.
What was next on the main list?
So there's a couple other games coming out. We've got on the 15th. There's actually not one, not two, but 3 games coming out on May 15th, my lord. 2 of them we've gotten early access to. We've gotten to play a little bit. One of them we're kind of holding off for now. A little update on Pirates VR Jolly Roger, or VR, I should say. VR.
I knew you'd appreciate
I mean,
that
how
one.
do you not
Yeah.
say that? Like
It's easy. It's easy to not say that.
I find that incredibly difficult.
I think 2 of the 4 people disabled. No problem not saying that.
It's just I have to say VR. Pirates VR has a little bit of an update. So the full game is playable and everything, but they did have another resolution issue, which they are going to have patched literally right at the deadline of launch. So we're holding off on Pirates VR on kind of until May 14th, May 15th to when it gets updated.
Yeah, we won't listen. As always, I don't want to rush out a review. Just have a review. I want to make sure that I review the game that everybody's playing.
Yeah.
And listen, even though there's a resolution issue with it, I was playing through, and I mean, I feel like Wes gave us a pretty good description of what that game is all about when it was first announced PSVR 2, and he said, "Hey, I played through it, and it's not that long, and it's like it's nothing to get too excited about." And he gave me a rundown, and I feel like he prepared me well for it. And I will say that I was playing through, had low expectations, and it exceeded those low expectations significantly. Nice. I'm having fun with it, and it's everything it does well enough where I'm like happy. Like the combat in it, I was like, oh, this is so much better than Wanderer's combat. So we're already doing pretty well, right?
Off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not better than Wanderer's combat, it probably shouldn't be in a fucking game.
No.
But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm about 2 hours in. I don't think it's very long. Probably only about another hour left at best. And I think it's a solid 7 out of 10. Just and then we'll make sure that all the PSVR 2 specific graphics and adaptive triggers and all that stuff that is still technically under embargo. We'll make sure that's all detailed in the review this upcoming week.
So do you think if the graphics do get enhanced, is it then a 7 out of 10, or do you think that would actually make it go up after?
No, I think it's a 7 out of 10 if it's the prettiest fucking game you've ever seen in VR.
Okay.
It's a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's just really exciting to have a pirate game in VR. I feel like that's something we should have had like forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's pretty cool. It seems like a 5-hour or 3-hour hubris Pirates edition.
Kind of like that, but that one, kind of my only big criticism of it, or one of the only ones, was it doesn't really feel like a pirate thing to me. Like after you get into the caves and stuff, it's just like I mean, you're not on ships, you're not out in the open sea.
What does it feel like, Tomb Raider?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one of the games coming the 15th. Another game was just announced recently, and this is a game that the developer originally wanted to bring this game to PSVR 1, and then we were like, hey man, you're a little late on that boat. You might want to bring it to next gen, and this is a newly announced game as of recently. And shout out to our Discord, everybody who posts in the news channel and helps us keep up to date with all the latest updates. Iron Rebellion, a mech. It is sort of like a strategy mech game. Tower defense, sort of. It looks like Command and Conquer with mechs, and I gotta say, I am down with that.
Wasn't it Iron Guard before?
Iron Guard, yes. Did I say Iron Rebellion?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's called Iron Guard.
I'm pretty sure you said, if we roll the tape back, I think you said Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion.
We're finally getting a port of the Xbox original Steel Battalion.
Iron Guard is a sci-fi tower defense game made in the spirit of classic RTS games. Lives of the surviving crew members are in your hands. Find out why the terraformer robots have rebelled and help evacuate your crew from an unknown planet where survival is the new frontier. I don't know what that means, but it looks cool.
What just happened? What just happened?
I was really getting into that description, that PS Store description.
Yeah, me too.
So Iron Guard features a complete 360 degrees immersive gameplay, different game modes and styles.
I'm so happy we do this through webcams.
Multiple upgradable turrets, path blockers, mining harvesters, possibility of non-linear equipment upgrade between missions, arcade-style shooting from an upgradable drone using conventional of super weapons, a unique storyline revealed through cutscenes and dialogues. It's got a story. It's narrative-driven RTS Command and Conquer. Amazing voice acting and music, which adds to the gameplay in the true style of a classic RTS games, and beautiful and stylized environments with mysterious atmosphere of an unknown planet, showcasing various biomes where battle ensues.
You missed the last bullet point. It says the last bullet point says it's blurry.
Blurry.
All games that come out in May from henceforth shall be blurry.
Iron Guard was announced. It popped up on the store, and it's got a release date of May 15th. It seems like that's going to be when it drops. We don't know that 100% sure. Yep. But dude, as a fan, listen, Command and Conquer for all of us older folk out there. Command and Conquer RTS games. You know, we've had some RTS games in VR. I've actually, when they're good, I find them. Final Assault? Final Assault?
Corix.
Corix.
Yeah.
No, Corix was amazing. I'd love Corix.
Some people really liked Corix, yes.
People.
I was more of a Final Assault guy.
All people would taste like Corix.
I have no taste though.
You're welcome.
But yeah, no. This actually looks like a really cool game. There is a trailer that you can currently watch on the PS Store. And it looks pretty sweet.
Have you played this on other platforms?
No, I haven't. I'm not an RTS guy, and I think most of us are. And I'm glad you're so.
It's definitely a niche thing,
yeah. But no, I've heard that it's good. I've heard from quite a few people that it's actually really good and really polished.
I mean, I liked Ghost Signal, and I didn't realize that was an RTS until everybody told me.
You know, this actually does. So we watched the trailer right before the show. This does have some of that Ghost Signal looking stuff where it's like, you know, you're kind of controlling the battlefield, you're controlling the action that's going on from like a third person perspective. Not you're kind of just commanding what's going on in the battle,
and then you're conquering
building things, and then you're conquering after. I love Command and Conquer.
I see where your head's at.
I love Command and Conquer so much. But no, it has the kind of thing like Ghost Signal, also a very great game. where you are pointing, but then you've got these like menus and different options to kind of select what's going, like what do I want to do here? What do I want to place here? What do I want this guy to do? It seems really interesting to me. I'm actually really looking forward to checking this out.
All right, you're on the review. You heard it here first.
Mhm.
Good.
I only review the big games like Hitman and No Man's Sky and all the stuff that.
I mean,
you're really good at the other stuff.
I mean, it took me 5 days to review Dig VR. Like, how long do you think it's going to take me to review Hitman or No Man's Sky?
Oh my God, 5 days on Dig VR.
Yeah.
Woo. Hey man, we appreciate the work that you do.
Well, 9,000 people appreciated the work I did on that one.
9,000, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's
for
not
Dig VR.
It's not paying the bills. Yeah.
It might be paying their bills, but
maybe. Also, blurry. Just FYI. Okay. Have you completed the list of games coming out in May?
No.
Oh well, then fucking let's go.
Okay.
What else you got?
So not too excited about Iron Guard.
I think you said everything that had to be said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there multiplayer?
That is a good question.
Is there a bullet point?
Is there a multi?
Did you hear him say that there was multiplayer? Because
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
it looks like one player.
Looks like a single player, which is more my thing, anyways. But sorry to those affected.
Sorry, Twitcher.
So there is one other game coming out on
One more game officially coming out.
May 15th.
Okay.
And that is, I've been so excited to talk about this game. Smash Drums, baby. This is the brand new rhythm drum game that is coming out. And all that I really knew about it beforehand was that it was like everybody I heard say that they played it on Quest. They really, really liked it. It's been out on Quest for a long time. So there's plenty of information on the game about it. People have been raving about it. But a lot of the times with VR, it's like you don't really know until you play it yourself.
Yeah.
And that was the case with Smash Drums for me. I have played, we've had review keys for Da Vinci, for Walltown Wonders. And even though I really love Da Vinci, the entire time I was playing all these games for reviews, I was just sitting there thinking, when can I play Smash Drums again? Because what I've played from this game so far has been absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to share more. But what do you guys think about Smash Drums so far?
I think you should keep talking. So I think you're the only one that's able to explain it.
So, no, you're fine. You're fine. No, please. I think the last release after the 15th, I don't know if there's anything between this.
Yeah.
Zombie Army VR, which released a new features trailer.
This is great. There's a lot of excitement here for Zombie Army VR, and I mean, I guess I'm a little surprised, right? I mean, I think most of us were approaching this release with a little bit of trepidation, being cautiously optimistic.
After the Gamescom coverage, yeah.
Right. Was that back in it was supposed to come out in December, and then it got some kind of negative coverage, and fortunately for us, the developers went back to the drawing board and decided to fix some of the things that were criticized about it. So I mean, I guess that's a reason to be excited for the release, right? And as AJ was saying, we definitely like when developers take full advantage of PSVR 2. And the last tweet that they mentioned about PSVR 2 specifically was talking about using the adaptive triggers and using eye-track foveated rendering and 90 hertz native, and so we don't have to worry about reprojection. It's at least gonna look and move well. It'll be interesting to see how it looks in the headset, though. Some of these trailers, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but some of the trailers look a little on the Questy side, and I'm hoping that it really, really pops and looks sharp in the headset.
I thought the trailers looked pretty good, honestly. And honestly, I haven't really been thinking a lot about the graphics when I've been watching them. It's more about the features, because kind of the criticism coming out of Gamescom is that some of the features weren't there. They're there now. Like
yes.
The X-ray cam, all that stuff people were bitching and moaning about being gone. It's there now. So we had to wait an extra 6 months or whatever, but now it seems like we could get the game that we want, and I think that's exciting.
Yeah, it seems like they really did take in all that feedback. This game originally, it did have foveated rendering, but it was fixed foveated rendering, where it was just around the thing, and They went back. I'm hoping this is like a Madison case where they've delayed the game a bunch, but it's going to end up paying dividends for us in the end. Where now it's got 90 native frame rate. It's got eye track foveated rendering, haptics, adaptive triggers, all the bells and whistles.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So, dude, the last feature trailer, the one surprising thing as well, I know not many people have it, but they're also launching with B haptics vest support. That is really cool to me. I know you haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I really, really strongly recommend as much as I can. Like, I love my B haptics vest. If it wasn't for the price, I think everybody would be saying like you have to have a B haptics vest.
And fortunately, if you don't have one because of the price, as soon as I'm done with the accessory video, I'll fucking give it.
Well, they're doing a cheaper one. You guys should know that they're doing a cheaper one.
They are doing a cheaper one.
They sent.
Nice. That's great. The accessory video. Never happened.
The accessory video. It's like the Sony state of play of videos. It's the Sony showcase of videos.
Sony showcase. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the last features trailer of Zombie Army looked really, really good, and I'm really excited to play it and check it out.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Listen, that's already like too many games in 1 month for I think most people. But keep an eye on the PlayStation Store and kind of watch the patterns, the way that games disappear and then reappear. At least a couple of our community members have figured out. Okay, one of our community members have figured out exactly how this works. And so when a game disappears and then reappears and blah blah blah, you basically know that it's coming in the next couple weeks, and that just happened with Undead Citadel, which the game that's eternally almost here.
Yeah.
Might actually be almost here.
Yeah. No, I actually believe it might be coming.
Yeah.
It might be coming.
Fools, we're all fools.
So, I mean, Undead Citadel and I Am Cat, which I'm personally excited about. These games are definitely on the way, and probably here sooner rather than later. And there's a couple more too, but just be quiet about that. Busy month. The question is, do you guys think that like June, July, August, September, like did all these developers just fucking drop everything that they had? Do you think we're going to have a little slow period after this? Or
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely will, and that's the reason why there's so many of them launching in May. That's the reason why some of them aren't exactly finished, but almost finished, because everyone's scared to launch in June because of market trends. So, yeah, everyone's pushing to get it out in May before people go outside and play for a few months.
I mean, how old are these market trends that they're investing in? Like,
They've like literally hundreds of days.
No, yeah. What I mean is like it used to be. It used to be that like games would launch before Christmas, right? Because like kids would ask their parents for a game for Christmas, and so like tons and tons, like, all of October, November, December were just loaded with releases.
That's still like that, yeah.
Right, and so but things have changed, right? The people who are buying games are the people who are playing them, and the people who have disposable income and buy games all year round, right? And so it's I think people being scared of summer. I mean, I would love to find out like just how accurate that is, but maybe it's still accurate.
It is definitely accurate. I can affirm that people are deathly afraid to launch VR games in the summertime.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Is there evidence to support the fact that they shouldn't? I guess is my question.
Yeah, there's definitely some evidence for that. I don't think it's a catch-all. I think you can beat that.
Yeah.
With the right form.
I think when you're the only game releasing within 4 months, that should give you a huge advantage. That's why I hate the drought. I hate the summer drought so much, because I'm just like, man, like there's literally no competition. Take advantage of that. But I understand it is harder to play VR for the average consumer sometimes when it's super hot. Super hot.
How are we doing?
19%.
Okay, cool. Well, that's perfect. Any viewer takeover questions before we get to the grand finale here? Anybody? Anybody questions? Viewer takeover questions? Right?
Anybody got anything funny to say? A bunch of smart asses out there.
Right.
Which one did you
Nick,
like better?
we can't plug in.
Yeah. Thank you though.
Okay, which one did we? Fritz asked, which one do we like better, Tunnels VR or Bridges VR.
What's Bridges VR?
That's nothing. that's not exist. I like Tunnels VR more.
Because it's real.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely be sharing some on Tunnels.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah. No,
Part of our PAX coverage. We have a lot of PAX footage that we recorded with developers of us playing stuff, interviewing developers. So that's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait to share that stuff. We worked our asses off, so I hope it's really worth it for you guys.
It was definitely a long few days, and I feel like I feel like sitting here and like just really wanted to like have a great time tonight.
You woke up a bit, but you started off. I was like, man, he's been hard. He's been working hard.
Yeah, it's been rough, and when I'm home, I get to sleep in as much as I want. And when I'm here, it's kind of like, well, better get up because breakfast is only gonna be served for 9 more minutes.
We're like totally geriatric now.
Yeah.
If we miss our nap, then we're screwed, right?
Yeah, no, for real. That's how it is.
Nap works.
But yeah, we did get to play Tunnels, and we got some decent insight into what's happening out there in terms of why people are bringing their game to one headset and not another headset, and but ultimately, I think as AJ said earlier, everybody wants to. Everybody wants to bring their game to PlayStation VR 2. Everybody wants to bring their Steam-only game over to PlayStation, and so there's a lot of desire to do the stuff that we want.
The trend has changed.
What's changed?
Seems like the trend has changed for PSVR 2 a little bit.
A little bit.
For sure, right? Because for the longest time, the narrative was like, oh, it's too expensive and blah blah blah, and there are no games for it, right? And now the narrative, and I think a good part of that has changed, and I think a good part why the narrative's changed has to do with you guys out there like being so vocal on Twitter or wherever it is. We've seen games get announced requests, and then every single response to that tweet is about you should bring it to PlayStation VR 2, right? Not a single goddamn Quest gamer came out and said this is great, I can't wait to buy it. Instead, every single comment is from you guys saying PSVR 2, please. And people are seeing that, and it is making a difference. The tides are shifting, and that's phenomenal.
But
right?
That's the important part to realize too, though, is that no matter what platform, we're here because we love VR at the end of the day.
Well, you like PC VR.
Listen, I like VR.
Yeah.
I like VR. Period.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You like modding games.
I like modding games.
Yeah.
I like PlayStation games.
He likes Smash drums for God's
sake. I fucking love Smash drums, and I can't wait to play it some more. But if you're somebody that's listening and you're a platform agnostic, keep that in mind. That the message we're trying to deliver, the biggest thing that we've learned from this PAX experience 2025 is that your support matters. Be vocal. Go out there. Post on social media. Tell them that you like their game. Tell them that you want their game. Whatever it is, that's going to make the difference at the end of the day, because without your support, without you saying that stuff, they don't know this. They don't feel it. And it makes a huge difference. So to everyone out there that is actually posting and being vocal or being in a physically present, you're making a difference. So keep at it, keep it up. And that's what at the end of the day is going to help us continue and keep VR growing and get us to where we want to be, man.
Cut to Gamecat Meetup 2026, and we're all like, well, we tried. PSVR 2 died. We're moving on.
We gave it our best shot. We went down fighting. No,
right?
No.
But we do want to announce that we are covering Nintendo VR from now on.
No, I mean every year there's some kind of doubt, some kind of doom and gloom, and the reason that one day I remember you saying one day it's like everything is bad until it's not.
Yeah.
And that is a trend. That is a real trend. That's because people are making that difference. So keep at it, man. Keep it really does help every single developer.
Kill artist in the front row.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you gonna make Legal Seafood your sponsor?
I'm going to make precisely SR Security LLC my sponsor. They do security in the Boston area, but they also do more. They are the official sponsor and protector of the Gamecat Meetup 2025.
As many of us get a shot, we know who to contact.
But if you're in Boston, I do highly recommend Legal Seafood. Get the clam chowder. Get the clam chowder and get a lobster roll if you haven't.
I love that you're speaking about Legal Seafood like it's this mom and pop store at the corner that no one ever
no,
talks
it's
about.
a chain. It's a chain.
It's a massive
But
chain.
it's a chain that's only here.
Is
So
it really?
yeah. Nobody else has heard of Legal Seafood except for you guys. So
okay.
To me, it's special,
That's
and it's really good.
Nice.
It's hilarious. That's the funniest name.
The
for a
seafood
place.
here is
Legal
amazing.
seafood.
Legal seafood,
There
right?
is definitely a story.
Where's
there.
illegal seafood?
Right, was there a seafood prohibition that we're unaware of? Right? That's great. All right, guys, listen, my battery on my PC is dying, which is perfect because I'm fucking beat. And so let's
Our
wrap
personal batteries are dying, as well.
Personal battery's dying. There's not enough coffee at that coffee station to keep me going much longer. So another tradition that I think we need to keep up is how we do 20 questions live, and that's with Looper, the Gamecat, who is not only the keeper of 20 questions or 4-minute challenge, but he's also the best mind when it comes to these kind of games. And so now let's think about this real quick, okay? Because I realized that last year we challenged Looper. The 4 of us decided together to pick a game, and then we challenged him. Do we want him to challenge us this time, or do we want to keep that tradition alive and then challenge him?
Are you gonna go easy or hard on us?
Here's the thing.
Just you have a game? Yeah. He has a game, so let's let him do it.
All right.
It's not like crazy, is it?
It's okay.
Here, Looper, come here. Let me mic you up.
Please now get on Bryan's lap.
There's enough room.
Okay.
You good?
So how do I like this?
You just put it on your lanyard. It work fine there.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, it's good?
Yeah,
It's good. All right, well, you're good to go. I'll keep the magnet. All right.
So, do I sit back?
What's that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we can squish
We
it.
can squeeze up.
Oh.
This?
Let's do it. Let's get it nice.
Are we sharing this, you and me? All right. All right.
Yes.
Do you have a timer?
You have a timer on here.
I do, but then we have to do math.
Yeah. I think.
We can just.
Tell me when. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
You guys gonna help out, okay?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like we always do.
Yeah. Type your comments.
Yeah.
Down below.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Is it on PSVR 1?
No.
Some piece. Well.
Is it on other platforms besides PSVR?
Yes.
It's on other platforms, yeah.
Is it a poker game?
It's not a poker game, no.
Does it have multiplayer?
Yes, it does have multiplayer.
Okay.
Can you shoot things?
You can shoot things.
This is great.
Is it cross-play?
I think it is cross-play, yes.
Come to Quest first.
It did come to Quest first.
Is it a tactical shooter?
It's not a tactical shooter.
Wait, is there
It
shooting?
is a popular RP. There is shooting.
Is it modern, like in terms of the shooting style?
It's not.
Is it futuristic? Is it sci-fi?
It's futuristic, yes.
Yeah.
What?
Is multiplayer the main focus?
The multiplayer, I would say, is the main focus.
Shoot bugs. Yes.
You do.
Oh, we got you.
I mean, anyone want to say it? Anyone?
Is it Starship Troopers?
Yes, sir.
Continue.
Wow, that's a record.
It only requires
Yeah, that got it.
extra people to get it. That was good.
I like this. We should do this more often. It's a lot easier when they're in real time to tell us hints. There's no 5-minute delay. It is very nice. Hey, that's a good game. Good game to pick too.
Actually, I changed my pick from the first. My first pick was Captain Toothhead.
Oh.
That would have been rough. That would have been rough.
That would have been hard to guess. That would have been much harder.
Thank you. That's all good.
I was hoping it was going to be Neptune Flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that game.
Actually, people have mentioned a lot of games today. So if you ask, have you mentioned?
Well, no, Looper, what we want to know is how many times has Starship Trooper been picked?
Oh, right.
How many times has Starship Trooper been picked?
Bro, This is the fun thing.
First time?
Definitely the
first time.
For anyone who didn't hear, this is how many times Starship Trooper has been picked, right? You see, this is exactly what's going on. I saw the spreadsheet, right? That Looper has at his beck and call,
Okay,
right?
we can start
It's so detailed.
The Starship Disco. That's the closest to Starship Troopers we had.
That's it. We've never had Starship Troopers before.
No way.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
actually
so.
can Starship Disco twice.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lie.
That's actually a really good game.
I'm a little.
You guys
I'm
are totally right.
I
about
agree.
saying that's great for $5.
I agree.
It's brought up
$5. It's fantastic.
It's better than Audica. No, I love Audica.
Audica's good.
Yeah, Audica's real
really
good.
good. It just hurts the shoulder.
Yes. So first time Starship Troopers ever been picked.
First time it's been picked. Fantastic.
And the winning streak continues. It's 3 in a row.
I don't know how we do that.
3 in a row.
3 in a row. Excellent. All right. Well, that's probably going to be shattered by the time we get to Monday, but whatever. This is it, guys. We got to wrap this thing up before the batteries die. But thank you guys for being here in person. Thank you, people who are not here for checking this out, and hopefully, what I liked hearing is that I think Twitcher said this. It was like last year at last year's meetup, right? He was like, oh, something I'd never go to, right? Even though he's been watching the channel for a long time. Saw, all the pictures and the Gamescast from last year and just everything that happened, and saw all these people come together, and basically was like, next year, I'm not going to miss it. And the number of people I've seen on Discord that are having that response right now, seeing all the pictures and knowing that we're all here together, and they're saying, you know what, next year, I'm not going to miss it.
Next year come. And how about the people that were here last year and couldn't make it this year? I feel bad because Salvador's not here, right. Tiffany's not here. We miss you, all of you that couldn't make it.
Yeah, and we totally understand, right? Real life comes first. There's always things that need to happen, and this is a nice bonus thing you can do. But hopefully all those people that didn't make it this year that were here last year, hopefully 2026, right? I hope 2026 is the year that it all just comes together and we go, crap, this lobby's not big enough anymore.
Yeah,
right?
It's getting close. It's getting very close.
We're taking the show to Vegas next year.
They still love us for now.
Oh yeah. We'll see where it ends up next year.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
It might not be a PAX.
It may not be a PAX, but we'll keep you all informed and we'll all,
no, it's not big.
We'll see what we can do. I think we should do it at AJ's house. Right?
I'll be down for that.
This can be a thing.
It can.
Yeah.
How many cats can sleep on your floor?
It's, a lot.
I want to go to Kentucky.
Well, dude, I don't have room, but you all are welcome to come and camp out in my yard. I've got plenty of room outside.
Bring your tents and your RVs. No, it'll be interesting. It'll be really cool. And maybe it'll be Atlanta. I don't know. We'll do some research and update you guys. Let you know as soon as possible.
I forgot, just to make this official, I had to show a little knee.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't actually see your knee, so it doesn't count. But
I mean, I can change that.
No.
Might be too hot.
Anyway, thanks everyone who supports the channel. Thanks everyone who supported us on GoFundMe, patreon.com/withoutparole everyone who's a member here on YouTube, everyone who tips during the show, even in person with cash and notepads. That's crazy. Yeah, look at this. You guys made it rain.
Yeah, thank you.
But all we care about is that you're part of our community, so make sure you come join our Discord or hang out with us in person. Either one is acceptable. This community is and has always been the best fucking community online. So thank you for continuing to prove that that's the case again and again and again. But even anyone who's out there watching, sitting back, and not saying a goddamn word, we know you're out there. And we love you just as much.
Thank you so much, Brando, not sure, Brando, cool artist. Thank you so much for this wonderful artwork. Natasha, thank you so much. Looper, the Underground Gamecat Elite Name Squad in the house. Scott, Jessica, PSVR Gamecat for life. Skibby, the Gamecat, MGS Fritz, Twitcher, the multiplayer, the now multiplayer Gamecat, Nick Mulo, again Nexus. Dan, thank you so much, Cerebral Frost. Appreciate you. Awesome Tatum joining us in the house tonight. Thank you so much. The Gamecat, I see you in the back there. Thank you. Jimmy! Hello, Jimmy. Thank you.
We got a Maxwell out there, too.
Nihilus Ryan, my metal feline friend. Thank you so much, man. And of course, Myles, Bryan, me, Wes.
You just named every fucking one of those people out there.
Your name's tough, man.
But this guy.
Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful night. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
After being gone for 4 days, getting back home was going to be great regardless, but I knew that there was someone special waiting for me. And I also knew that a lot of you would be curious about how that reunion would go, so after a long ride home in the rain, I pulled out my phone and I filmed it for you. Enjoy. Hey. 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 Hi. Hi. Hey. Hey, who's a good girl? You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? No, you're not gonna let me in. Who's a good girl, huh? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Yeah, you missed me? Huh? You missed me? Yeah, you purring? You purring? You missed me? Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. You purring. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, you're waiting for me at the door, huh? Oh, getting in my jacket. You're getting in my jacket. Yeah, you want to go in there? Huh? You want to get in my jacket? Yeah, here, go in my jacket. Go in my jacket. It's okay. Oh, I love you, buddy. It's good to be home.